walking trophy. You a walking trophy. My girl, you a walking trophy. Yeah, your friends, them a walking trophy. Tell a girl say, girl, you know, say you're pretty from your band. Walk out, girl, you not try hard. Them girl, they not pretty in a real life. You're pretty from the gram, but you're pretty in a real life. Your body look good, set right, set right. You think don't know pussy, well tight, well tight. Body clean and a cellulite. And your skin just a glow like pepper light. Smile, show you pretty dimple, your teeth white. You not feel weird, name brand for your look right. Fashion over jeans, grip the ass tight. You're pretty from the gram, but you're pretty in a real life. You a walking trophy. You a walking trophy. My girl, you a walking trophy. Now your friends, them a walking trophy. Girl, you know, so you're pretty from your band. Walk out, girl, you not try hard. Them girl, they not pretty in a real life. You're pretty from the gram, but you're pretty in a real life. Your body look good, set right, set right. You think don't know pussy, well tight, well tight. Body clean and a cellulite. And your skin just a glow like pepper light. You have a muggle pan some girl, some girl. Walk out pan some girl. Your skin smooth while sun burn up some girl, some girl. I want to some girl, but pretty girl nah argue with broke girl. Me well clean everything level up girl. Some of them money I crush pan Wednesday, but me live on your man mind every day, every day. So I'm gonna forget your body done, girl. You forget your body done. I know nothing if you get your body done. Forget your body done, get your body done. Some of them ugly body pop down, girl. Them body pop down. So what me if you get your body done? If you get your body done, get your body done. Girl, you know, so you're pretty from your band. Walk out, girl, you not try hard. Them girl, they not pretty in a real life. You're pretty from the gram, but you're pretty in a real life. Your body look good, set right, set right. You think don't know pussy, well tight, well tight. Body clean and a cellulite. And your skin just a glow like pepper light. Girl, you're pretty in a real life. You're beautiful in a real life. On a real some girl, you know see them when them wake up. Cause them ugly without makeup. Swear, face over beat and cake up. Them cheap can afford my cake up. You a walking trophy. You a walking trophy. My girl, you a walking trophy. Tell your friends them a walking trophy. Girl, you know so you're pretty from your body. Walk out, girl, you not try hard. Them girls, they not pretty in a real life. You're pretty from the gram, but you're pretty in a real life. Your body look good, set right, set right. You think don't know pussy, well tight, well tight. Body clean and a cellulite. And your skin just a glow like pepper light. Me a walking trophy. Me a walking trophy. Tell a girl me a walking trophy. Me and my friends them a walking trophy. You're my pretty in a real life. My beautiful in a real life. In a real life. Celebrity.
Cause I'm a walking trophy. Hey, I'm a walking trophy. Hey everybody, welcome to Chanel's Reality. Welcome to Creative Solutions. Looking gorgeous as ever. Yes, bitch.
Chanel looks gorgeous too.
Thank you.
Shout out to the ladies tonight.
Hey, shout out to the chat in the building. Mr.
What's
Hustle,
up, H&M? Tone Ajay. What's up?
Biscuit.
Abdi Diaz Cruz. What's up? I don't know these names, but what's up, y'all?
Hit that like button and subscribe button if you guys are new
And
to the channel.
Biscuit, what's up? Can you guys hit the like buttons and subscribe? You know, we are trying to grow our channel. We're trying to get in the algorithm. We're trying to branch out. So please hit the like button and subscribe. And go over to Chanel's Reality and hit her up too, please.
Because we some walking trophies.
And we do have a new channel. If you guys can subscribe to our new channel, I'm gonna paste it down here. So this is our new channel. If you guys can like and subscribe, we're trying to do a new channel so we can live stream more for that too. But okay, let's get into this because we got a couple of shows in for today. We have the Ohio House of Horrors where they found 16 children barely alive. And that really touched my heart. I don't know how you can have 16 kids. I mean, I think having one child is a lot. Having two is a lot. Having three is a lot. Having four is a lot. But 16? That's a lot of kids you got to take care of. And I don't know how the parents did it. And I don't even know what went on, but it's just crazy. And then we have another case that's pending that's gaining a lot of traction. If you guys don't know about the Nolan case, is it Nolan Wells, right? The Nolan case, that Nolan Wells case, which is gaining lots of attraction. How can 18, I think he was 17, 18 years old, go out with a whole bunch of friends to like a small little island, I think it's close to Mississippi, and gone missing on the 4th of July weekend. Imagine that. You're out with all your friends, and all of a sudden, the next couple of days, he's turned out missing, and the other friends are home with their family. It raises a lot of red flags, a lot of concerns, and the people want answers.
And we shall get them. And right now, to give you guys like a little bit of an update, so there was a judge that's close to the case, who basically put out a Creative and her cats, child. The judge basically, she's a white judge. Shout out to all the judges, but she's a white judge, and as an elected official, there's ethical rules, ethical standards that they have in place that you should not involve yourself. And there's part of those ethical standards is something called it's basically like an ethical practice, not to have a conflict of interest, right? So this judge is involved in some capacity, meaning she either one of her children or someone close, one of the friends that were on the boat, that had Nolan Wells on the boat, is somehow connected to this judge. And so she immediately comes out and basically says, hey, along with the sheriff's department, no wrongdoing here, but we're gonna not say anything on our social media, and don't be shocked that we're going social media silent and all this kind of stuff. And all that does is signal to the public that if this authority, especially this judicial authority, if she's saying there's nothing to be, nothing here to see, that this is basically an open and shut case, but we're gonna, silence ourselves on social media, that's unethical, because you're signaling to the people, to the public, that I'm a judge, I'm an authority, and that y'all should just relax. Like there's nothing bad going on here, and that is problematic to me. That's part one. Part two, the sheriff's department finally decided to say, oh, we're going to investigate this. They're another problematic part of this case, because they basically within 24 hours said there's no foul play. How do you know that? You haven't interviewed anybody, really. You haven't created a timeline. You haven't said, you don't have any witnesses of any kind that you really have said, we've done a thorough investigation. That's problematic. So the judge, so the sheriff came out and was like, "Oh, we're gonna the Nolan family deserves, they deserve a thorough investigation." You damn right they do. But why is it taking you a whole week to say that shit? And why is nobody arrested? That's what I want to know. Like, you don't have to convict them of anything yet, but to me, the fact somebody should be arrested on just for tampering with evidence.
Yes.
Explain to me how you have your friend, y'all go to an island that you can only reach by boat, right? And you leave him there, and then there will be people that will say, well, he didn't. He's 18. He doesn't have to go back with them or whatever the case may be. But then this picture pops up that the Nolan family's attorney posts on his social media that basically shows Nolan at a party allegedly at 3 a.m. Now, why is he at a swimming party at 3 a.m. if he was supposedly left on an island? That's what the friend said. He didn't want to come back with us, so we left him there. So how did he get to this swim party? Help me understand. Make it make sense. And if he went, let's just say he went to the swim party at these people. Let's say the photo is not, it's legit. Let's say it's legitimized, right? Mm-hmm. How does he go from the swim party at 3 a.m. back to an island and found dead? How he get there? It doesn't really make any sense. And if it doesn't add up, there's a lie somewhere. Another part to it that's an update is the FBI is involved. Mm-hmm. That's always problematic for anybody. Once the local police have been superseded and the FBI gets involved, then it's something else going on. And then the last part is, there was another part. I just lost my train of thought.
They took his phone.
Right. A grand jury has been convened. Mm-hmm. So a grand jury usually is involved when they want to indict somebody. So who are they indicting is my question. But that's all for my update.
My thing is the whole thing about them taking his phone and his phone was at a friend's house. That was fishy by itself. And there's a lot of fishy things going on with this case. But I think you had a video that you wanted to review.
Oh, yeah, we can review it. Hold on, let me add. Trent Out Loud. Let's listen to what Trent Out Loud has to say. Because he mad. Trent is mad about it, honey. Can you see it, Creative?
Yeah, I can see it.
Press conference today, and they addressed a few questions, but I'm still upset and not happy with this press conference. They addressed Nolan's cell phone, the grand jury, the pool picture, and the now viral video of Nolan on Hone Island yelling, "Give me back my friggin' phone." We also now have a third Black person that's going to the media for the white elite in Mississippi, Nolan's alleged coach. We have news on Nolan's funeral arrangement, and the FBI is now officially involved in the Nolan Xavier Wells case. Well, they were kind of already, but now it's just like official. There has been a ton of developments over the past 24 hours in the Nolan Wells case. Sit back, relax. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know, and then I'll hand it off to you, the Out Louders, to let me know what you think. The comment section below. Attorney Benjamin Crump, Nolan Wells' parents, and a few other attorneys met with Jackson County DA a few hours ago. After the meeting, they held a press conference, which still has my blood boiling, but I'm going to try to calm myself down and give you guys a breakdown of everything that happened so you do not have to watch it yourself. Attorney Benjamin Crump came out and said two things. One, that after the investigation is complete, the DA will send what was the result of the investigation to a grand jury. This is the first thing that made my blood boil. There's been no arrest. Who are you bringing this to the grand jury for who? For what? You go to a grand jury when you want to indict somebody. Where are they?
Exactly.
Drives me nuts. This is just procedure. So don't really get all excited about, it's going to the grand jury. You're going to go to the grand jury with whom?
Exactly.
What is that about? We're not even mentioned today in this press conference. Second thing Attorney Crump said today was they have agreed to a mutual inspection of Nolan Wells' phone. And Benjamin Crump said this, and I quote, "Everybody will get the same information from Nolan's phone at the same time." These people in Mississippi have proven not to be trusted. Why are we giving them any information at the same time as you're getting information? You keep his phone, you get your information. The whole world is invested in this case. You have Tyler Perry, you have Colin Kaepernick, you have Spike Lee, you have Al Sharpton, you have a GoFundMe account that's close to $1 million. Yo, do your own inspection. and do your own investigation and do your own stuff, and then go to no, I don't trust these people. You're gonna have.
What do you think?
I agree. I think you should hire and do your own investigation, because you can't trust what they're gonna give you. Are we gonna give it to both of y'all so it's fair? I still don't trust that. It's the same thing with the thing files, the Epstein files. Even that one was fishy, right? Give me all the documents right now. No, we have to wait because we have to. It's pending right now. No, they want to go delete some things and then give it to you.
Yep, I agree.
Them all up in the phone. Oops, sorry, we pressed the button. Everything got deleted. My bad. No, I wouldn't give these people nothing. Oh my gosh, I can't begin to explain to you how mad I was when I heard we're gonna have a dual You're gonna have a dual investigation with the devil? Are you correct? I do not like this. I do not like this at all. Please sound off and let me know if you guys like it. You guys might think I'm being extra. I do not like it. Okay. Then after he said those things, he said he was going to hand it off to one of the lawyers. The lawyer said some things that I'm going to go over. Nolan's mom was really there to talk about the funeral. I'll talk about a little bit details about the funeral, but today in the press conference, she said, we're having a funeral. Benjamin Crump announced that Tyler Perry is covering the cost for the entire funeral. So shout out to Tyler Perry. Nolan's mom said, we're going to have a party. Nolan would not want us around crying, weeping. We're going to have a celebration. She said the media is invited. His teammates are invited, because that is what Nolan would have wanted. She said to anybody who's protesting or anybody who's coming to the funeral, please keep things peaceful, because that's Nolan. What
you know what else bothers me about this is that the friends, the alleged friends in this case that have been on hush and really haven't said anything. I'm not talking about the black friends, I'm talking about the white friends. And the reason I make that distinction is because the black friends, allegedly, who the mom and dad are like, we don't know these people. If they his friends, they ain't never been to our house or whatever the case may be. So I don't know if they really his friends. The white friends, it bothers me that they're not at the press conference. Like standing, like I get that their attorneys probably have advised them not to say anything, and I agree with that. You don't say anything because everything you say will be used against you in the court of law. I get that part, but I don't understand why you wouldn't be at the press conference, just standing there, just in solidarity with the parents, and why your parents aren't there too. Like you should be there as the friends if y'all are really friends and you really give a shit, and you should be there to support your child as that child's parents of the friends. I feel like that to me doesn't make any sense, because if my friend who I allegedly left at this island alone without his phone, and then I'm later found with his phone, the optics that I'm there at the press conference supporting, you know, the parents, it says 1,000 words without saying anything. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that y'all not there, y'all nowhere to be found except on TMZ, is crazy to me. But what do I know?
That is what Nolan would have wanted. Now, I have said throughout making any video when it comes to Nolan Wells and anybody who has passed, whether it be or in jail, whether it be Carmelo Anthony, Ashley Janae, you always have to follow the leadership of the parents. We can reserve our own, right to however we would deal with it, but that is Nolan's mama and daddy. If they want to have a big celebration, they want to have a party, I don't want to hear anybody saying, "Wash, you should be grieving, you should be crying, you should be sad, you should do this." If she wants to dress up in I'm not saying she is, but if she wants to dress up in a silver glitter ball outfit and have a party and do cartwheels, that is his mother. So I don't want to hear nothing about the party and the celebration and how she should be. You cannot tell somebody how to grieve. That is their child. It is not our child as much as we are invested. That's my piece when it comes to that. All right, let's go to the question and answer now.
Did you say something creative?
Oh no, I was saying that's facts, because they try to say that because you're getting all this money, you're getting clout, you're taking advantage of the situation to get money and all of this. But it's like these people, they lost their son. They, like, can they grieve the way they want to? And they lost it in an egregious way. And
Yeah.
who cares if they get this money and all of that? They lost somebody that was wear and dear. Imagine raising a child for 18 years. Every year you're investing in that child. You got to buy that child clothes. You got to feed that child. You got to make sure that child is okay. You're worried half the time about the child. And you're actively invested in your child's life for 18 years. And just like that, in a blink of an eye, the child is gone.
And not only is he gone, he's died in a mysterious way, and nobody's been charged with his death. So we need that money to investigate this crime. To hire the best investigators, to hire the best litigators, to hire the best everybody. We need that. We need people with big ass microscopes to test every fiber on his body. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't wait to the toxicology report, to the coroner's report or medical examiner's report comes out, so they can say, I hope. I don't even know what's the right thing to hope, but I want to hope that there's no water or like dirt or anything like that, sludge in his lungs, because then that means he died a horrific death. That means he drowned and was forced down. That's what that means. If he has any type of debris in his lungs like that, that means he died a horrible death. That means he died underwater. So I'm hoping that's not how it happened. But since nobody's reported a gunshot wound or blunt force trauma, and nobody is saying, oh, his face has got all kinds of bruises on it or something like that, then all I can think is that he died in some other nefarious way. So anyway, do you want to finish watching, or do you want to move on with the House of Horrors?
Any other new evidence or?
No, I mean, like I said, I kind of gave you the rundown of what the new updates are, which is the judge, the friends, the FBI, and the what is it called? The grand jury being convened. That's basically what's happened.
Okay, we can move on to the House of Horrors.
Patrick Matthews says he had a bad day. I'm sorry, Mr. Matthews. Or is that Patrice? Sorry. I said Patrick. Sorry. All right, creative. You can take it from here about the House of Horrors, because I don't know. Unless this is an old story. Is this a new story?
No, I'm about to play it right now.
Okay.
Give me a second. Let me share my screen.
You brought Trent back up. You want me to remove him? Okay.
Here today is pure evil.
16 children found in unimaginable conditions.
Most of our livestock was kept in better conditions than the children.
The kids forced to live in a 12 by 12 room in rural Ohio, starved, neglected, illiterate, and according to the Attorney General, some even unable to speak.
It looked like almost feral animals. It was terrible.
Here's everything we know so far about the Siders family House of Horrors. This is Scandal, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Sierra Gillespie. The conditions are out of a horror movie. A 12 by 12 room in rural Appalachia where 16 children are hidden from the outside world, not even allowed to attend school or leave the house. The conditions are unlike anything I've ever reported on before.
Conditions you cannot even imagine people being in, let alone children living in.
Where they're covered in bugs and squatting and had that like distant look in their eyes. It was terrible.
But all that is just the beginning. There's reports of an indecent exposure charge. medical bills so severe they could bankrupt a county, a child bride, and even conjoined twins. So what do the accused have to say for themselves?
It's not illegal for something to be dirty. It's not illegal for a home to be unkempt.
That's a defense attorney for one of the defendants, and we'll hear more from him later. But first, one of the only phrases we've heard so far from the accused child abusers is this little clip.
And how do you plead? Stop. This is not the time for you to argue your case. These are serious allegations.
We're taking a deep dive into this case, breaking down all the leads, debunking rumors, highlighting the facts, and even hearing from Law and Crime's very own Anjanette Levy, the host of Crime Fix, about her research in this case. But first, let's begin with the scene setter. Today's Scandal takes us to Vinton County, Ohio, a small county with a population less than 13,000. Here's Ohio prosecutor and former Deputy Attorney General Mark Weaver.
This is Southern Ohio. This is Appalachia. That doesn't excuse anything. It's just explanatory. Families with that many children in Appalachia is already pretty unusual. You don't see families with 7, 8, 9, 10 or more children typically in Appalachia. And then,
Well, what do you think about the town? You're muted.
I can't say anything about the town, and even if the town is rural and only has 17,000 people or however many people that live there, this particular situation has nothing to do with them. Outside of it being not densely populated, it could easily go under the radar because
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
there's a house every probably few miles as opposed to somebody like right next door to you.
Okay. Yeah. To me, I seen that a lot of people who live in rural areas, you could kind of get away with a lot of stuff. I'm just saying.
Or if you live in a wealthy area.
Or a wealthy area.
Yeah, because the wealthy don't live on top of each other like that. Unless they're in some high rise or something like that. They don't live on top of each other. So if something happens, people mind their business. And they have enough wealth to kind of like sweep things under the rug. But in this case, if there's not even, and I don't know anything about this town, but let's just say if it's a small enough town that they don't even have really like a big hospital, maybe they only have a clinic or a few clinics or something like that, and they only maybe have 2 or 3 schools and, you know, things like that, then there's only so many mandated reporters. And if you're not taking the children to the hospital, they're not going to report it because they're not going to the hospital, they're not seeking medical care, right? And if you're doing this type of stuff to your children, you're certainly not taking them to get checkups from a doctor, a pediatrician, you know what I'm saying? And then if they're not going to school because they're homeschooled, then that's another way to isolate them. So they don't have a way to get out. And this just makes you want to kick somebody's ass, like for real. Like they don't deserve to get out of jail ever. Like,
Yeah, you don't get a lawyer talking about it's not a crime to be dirty. It's not a crime. First and foremost, I can understand if you grown and you want to be dirty, it is certainly not a crime. That's your choice. But I think if you got kids, you kind of have a duty and an obligation to take care of your kids and make sure that they're clean. You know?
It's called neglect.
Yeah, if somebody is looking at, you know, because a lot of, let's be honest, right? Sometimes mothers get tired and maybe the child can go 1 or 2 days without bathing. But if you can actually see filth on a child, that means that child ain't bathed in weeks. Not even days.
Even that still isn't necessarily a crime because people can say for religious reasons, blah, 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 right? But if that child is emaciated, if that child is not being fed, if that child is they're being neglected because their medical treatment, like they're not going to the dentist, they're not going to the medical doctor to check up, make sure that they are physically okay. That's all neglect. That's problematic. Yeah, a child could not necessarily bathe because what if you don't have running water? You know what I'm saying? So I understand that there could be like a thin line, so to speak, but your children should be healthy.
Yes and no, Chanel, because even crackheads and people on the street find a way to clean themselves.
I'm not saying that they don't. I'm saying that's not a reason to necessarily have alarm bells going off. People don't necessarily bathe all the time. and they might be dirty, but a child could be, because think about it. If you go to, let's just say, third world countries, right, where there isn't a lot of running water and they don't have access to healthcare, whatever, you still see video footage of those quote unquote dirty children, but they're happy and they're healthy. They look happy and healthy. Their clothes are tattered and their clothes aren't washed and they're unkept, but they still look happy and healthy. So to me, then that's not necessarily neglect in the truest sense of the word. But if the child is emaciated, meaning they're not eating, if the child can't speak and they should be of speaking age, if the child has been medically neglected, all of these are problematic to me. That's my opinion.
Okay, let's go back.
Okay.
If you do, you certainly wouldn't see them confined in such a small room or such a small house. This is one of the smallest counties in Ohio, Vinton County, one of the poorest counties in Ohio.
For the past 4 years, Vinton County, Ohio, has been home to the Siders family. 73-year-old Gary Siders Sr., his wife, 67-year-old Christina Siders, who goes by the name Lynn, their son, 36-year-old Gary Siders Jr., and his wife, 33-year-old Elizabeth Siders. On June 30th, a search warrant was executed on their home in Vinton County. And there's been some confusion here. Some reports initially said the warrant was related to Gary Jr.'s public indecency charge. And Gary does face that allegation for 4 reported incidents between May 23rd and May 31st. But that's not what the search warrant was related to. Here's Gary Sr.'s attorney, Dorian Baum.
So it seemed pretty odd for a couple of misdemeanor counts of indecent exposure to generate the type of response that happened at this house. I would also be very interested to see what this search warrant said, what the basis for the search warrant was, how they were able to obtain such a search warrant, because I have a hard time believing, first of all, if all it was an arrest warrant, then none of this could have happened. So clearly it wasn't just those charges, because if it were, they would have a simple arrest warrant. They would ask for Mr. Siders Jr. to come out, and that would have been the end of it. So obviously there was more there. I'm sure that I and all of my other colleagues who are representing the co-defendants will all be very interested to see what the basis for the search warrant was.
We'll talk more about that during our interview with Ann Jeanette, but so far, Ohio officials are keeping tight-lipped about why they were there in the first place. All we know is that they were there to serve a search warrant and came across a scene no one expected.
I've been doing these types of cases for a long time. I spent a big portion of my career dedicated to prosecuting these types of cases. And I can tell you this is pure evil. What we saw down here today is pure evil. And I have to commend the deputies from the Vinton County Sheriff's Office and our agents from Ohio BCI and I, who went into really kind of one of the worst environments that I've seen in my career, and were there for those children in their time of need.
Inside the home, first responders found a 12-by-12 room, home to 16 children, ages ranging from 1.5 to 18.5.
We will tell you that several of the children are in serious condition. 2 of the children had to be care flighted to the level 1 trauma centers because of the nature of the injuries. And it's very, very serious, obviously.
The AG actually refused to discuss the kids' emotional state and would only comment on their medical condition.
I will tell you this, their medical condition was so severe that the number one concern of the folks who are law enforcement officials who were there at the scene was getting them medical treatment, getting them to safety, to the point where literally their lives were in danger at the time.
When first responders got a look at the conditions and the sheer number of children, they knew they had to call for backup. Multiple agencies were deployed in this case, including the Hamden Fire Department, Benton County EMS, Jackson County EMS, Jackson County Sheriff's Office, the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, and of course, the Ohio Attorney General's Office.
It came as no surprise to me that the Vinton County prosecutor is partnering with the Ohio Attorney General office, where I used to work as the Deputy Attorney General, and because there's many more resources available, both through the state's Bureau of Criminal Investigation, which is the premier unit of investigators in the state, and through the Special Prosecution Section of the Attorney General's office. So normally a small town prosecutor's office like Vinton would have 3 or 4 prosecutors who do felony cases at most. So they're going to need the help of the Attorney General's office to bring this significant case with lots of evidence and lots of troubling details.
Before we get into the charges and allegations, rest assured they do come. Let's first talk about the kids. According to officials, they don't even have access to birth certificates for all of the kids. But from the information we're gathering, there are 16 total. And that means Elizabeth Siders was pregnant almost every single year from 2008 until 2025. Here's how it all breaks down. She had children in 2008, 2009, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2016, 2017, 2019, 2020, and in 2022, 2024, and 2025, she had twins. And I will note that the twins born on November 20th, 2022, Bailey and Faith, were conjoined twins born at the hospital. Now, they were born prematurely and died of natural causes. And there also may have been more children who were stillborn. That's something we're still working to confirm. But at present, Elizabeth and Gary Jr. have 16 kids that are alive. And they're
How do you have 16 kids like that? Oh my God. And not even go to the hospital.
So she had all 16 children at home?
Yeah.
That's another reason why nobody knew to do anything, because it's not a birth being reported.
And they said she might be pregnant again.
Oh, wow. I wonder where her parents are.
Yeah, I don't think, I don't know. But to have kids after kids after kids is crazy. I don't understand.
They have those people, remember? Hold on one second. Remember that family that it was like 19 and counting or something like that? I think they had a whole reality show.
Yeah.
But, it was a lot of them. And then, so it is odd to have 16 children. It was another person that had a lot of kids like that. What they call her, Octomom or something like that.
There is, but most of them are like not in this country. They're from different countries.
Octomom was in this country. And so were the other people.
Okay.
Yeah, they were. But my point is, it's not unheard of. The unheard of part is that these children don't have a birth certificate, meaning you didn't go to the hospital. So these children no one even knows they're alive. And the reason I say I wonder where her parents are is because most children have grandparents somewhere. Now, regardless if they're in their life or not, but if they are, why weren't they saying anything? And I'm not blaming them. Let me be very clear, because I only blame the perpetrators for the crime. But you don't check on your grandkids? You don't even know she's pregnant for 16 years? It's weird.
What's up, Stanley? What's up? It's my time. And Tone Ajay said Kiki Y is in the running too. Yeah, Kiki Y got a whole bunch of kids.
Oh, does she?
Does. And she got and she got husbands to match her kids too. She got like 4 husbands. Go ahead, Kiki Y. Her thing is still working and it's still thinking.
And I feel like Kiki Wyatt is my age. Alexa, how old is Kiki Wyatt?
Kiki Wyatt is 44 years old.
She's the same age as me. Or she's 1 year younger than me. She's still out here popping. I know my boobs are doing the most, so excuse me.
Chanel came out here and put me in. But you look cute. It's given.
Thank you. Thank you.
But Kenneth said Octomom wasn't. She's someone who had 8 kids at once. She didn't plan that shit. Yeah, I've heard of rare.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I only brought her up to say that there's people that have lots of children and it's not unheard of. That's all I was saying.
The most children I've ever seen, I think it was some lady in Africa had like 35 or 40 children.
Well, I mean, in the olden days, our grandparents and great-grandparents, they had lots of kids.
Oh, shit. She said her niece thought she was going through menopause and she's 47 and she's pregnant.
I have an aunt like that. One of my cousins who's now, let me see, Gina is in her 20s, I believe, or she might be 30, maybe. But my aunt was like my age and she went to the doctor for a checkup and she was pregnant. She was like, "You lying?" She was like, "Y'all got to be goddamn lying," and she was pregnant. And that's how my niece, because I feel like my cousin, her older brother at the time was like 7 or something like that. So she was done, having kids and she was pregnant. So yeah, it happened.
I feel like some people wombs can handle like a lot of kids. And I feel like as you grow older, your womb gets stronger. So maybe you could have twins, triplets.
I think it depends on, well, I think that's true, but I also, whether or not you can have children and how many you can hold there, has more to do with your health. You know what I'm saying? And the health of those eggs and the sperm and all of that. That really, to me, and then
But
probably
as you get older, you get stronger and you gain weight, so you could carry.
you might
Yeah.
get stronger.
You might. You're right. Because some people, but generally, as you get older, people gain weight, as we've seen. Some people, not. I would say genetically, me. As I get older, I gain weight, like 5 or 10 pounds every year. So I don't know about everybody.
Yeah, it's different for everybody. Yeah.
This one said the womb is a muscle.
You ain't shit, Stanley.
I can't with these people. Nobody said that.
Stanley wants to know, is the womb a muscle?
No, as you get older, you get stronger. You should at least, like the brain. Okay. A friend of mine got pregnant at 40 with twins. See? I think it's a beautiful thing. Anyway, it's a miracle and it's a beautiful thing.
Yes, Stanley.
So I didn't even know they got these people in the this channel is a really good channel. I think this is what Law and Order. They do their thorough investigation.
Did they take her out the shower at the jail? I can't.
It could be oil, if you
No, that's not oil.
No, wait, hold on. A lot of people of different ethnicities, their hair get oily if they don't wash their hair.
Creative. That lady looked like she got out the shower. Stop it.
I'm just saying. You just said that they didn't have no water. That's why they couldn't bathe.
I'm black and my hair don't look like that. No, ma'am. Meaning I'm black and I put oil and moisturizer and all of that in my hair.
Our hair texture is different, Miss Chanel.
I'm talking about okay, creative. She that's oil. Mm-hmm.
You don't see how some people their hair looks oily and it looks messy.
You're not
and
allowed
it's
to speak on this.
drenched in
Your hair
oil
is
and it just
curly and thick and it's made from a Haitian oil or Trinidadian oil. So no.
Oh my God.
No, it might be oily. It might be because you're right. White people, and I'm assuming she white. I'm assuming she could be other, but their hair, if it's dirty, it has this oily texture to it. That's actually true. That's why they don't understand when black people say we're putting oil in our hair or we're putting grease in our hair. That's why they don't understand it, because to them, oil and hair equals dirty. It's a fact.
Well, I think that's because their body produces a lot of oil. For us, our hair gets dry because we're known to be out in the sun.
The oil in their hair to them means that they haven't cleaned their hair.
Yeah,
but their hair shouldn't be oily. Yeah, that's what it means to them. For us, oil in our hair means it's healthy.
Yeah, we need the oil because our hair will break off because it gets dry.
Yep.
Okay, but it's my time. Enjoy your night. Have a good rest.
She said she's leaving. Bye, guys. Bye. It's my time. I was about to call it. It's my trophy show.
2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. And keep in mind, there are some twins in there. And I also want to note there has been some discussion about the oldest person at age 18 being considered a child. Here's what officials have to say about that.
The young person's mental capacity, she is, we believe, developmentally disabled. Couldn't even spell her name at 18. And so she is developmentally still a minor.
And that leads to the condition of all 16 kids.
Some of these children could even speak. Yeah. So, I mean, we're talking, this is very, it was terrible. I mean, they look like almost feral animals. It was terrible. So when we're talking reading and writing and education, we're talking a whole nother level of expectations here. Like it's hard enough just to get these kids to be able to the 18-year-old can't spell her name.
According to officials, there's no sign any of the kids were born at the house, but that's still under investigation, as is the grotesque condition in which they were discovered.
It was disgusting even where the kids weren't. I would think it's typical. Most law enforcement have experience with homes in a similar fashion. A large number of people, though, the children were kept in a roughly 12 by 12 area. It seems like it's where they spent the most of the last 4 years. that's what it looks like. In a weird way, you're hit with two emotions. There is joy when we realize that we're about to change 16 lives for the better, but you're also it's hard.
These people have been here for about 4 years, and we talked to some people who live in the neighborhood who said, I had no idea that kids were people. And talking about, somebody asked about, to describe the conditions, adding on to what the sheriff said. I didn't actually go into the room really.
Was 15 years old and Gary Jr. was 18. Now, it wasn't legal to get married in Ohio for someone only 15, but just across the border in West Virginia, Elizabeth was legally allowed to get married with.
Did you hear that? She was 15.
Mm-hmm. That's why I keep saying, where are her parents? Because your parents have to sign off on that, I believe. Even though it's quote unquote legal, in my understanding, even though when a 15-year-old or a child gets married, the parents have to agree. Hey, Chocolate.
My thing is, like, she's 15 years old. Like, the boy's parents didn't say, like, this is wrong, you should go back. Do you guys have the money to raise these children? Like, you know, unprotected sex equals kids. Kids equals responsibility.
And
responsibility requires money. It requires time, dedication. It requires all those things.
Let them know, creative.
I'm just... Her uncle signed off, I believe.
Again, where were her parents?
Oh my God.
Because I'm like, most grandparents, unless they on something or not mentally well, are going to check on their grandkids. Right? They're going to check. They want to babysit. Most people want their parents to babysit. Most people, I would venture to say, probably trust the grandparents, maybe than they even trust the other parent, because at least they've successfully already raised some other kids. You know what I'm saying? So if you trust them, then wouldn't you say every once in a while, hey, can you watch the kids?
Yeah.
And then what job are you going to? Because how are y'all sustaining your life and your children's lives? Well, it doesn't seem like they cared about sustaining the children's lives, but.
And they keep having more kids. I think after you learn from having 1 or 2 or 3, shouldn't you learn your lesson, right? And then you should stop.
Not if you're stable. And then my question is, how old was this guy? How old is he? Did they say? Because I heard him.
He was 18.
Okay, so he's only a few years older than her.
What does he know? It's like children raising children.
I will never understand how you can not care about the welfare of your own child. And I'm not even talking about in this horrific circumstance. I'm saying in general. You know how many single parents there are out there raising children on their own? I'm saying how the other parent can know that their child is out here and just have no care in the world about how they're doing, you know, if they're successful, if they're taken care of, if they eating right. Like, how they can just not care is beyond me. But since we have millions of people out here raising their children on their own without the other parent's involvement, nor the other parent in a lot of cases care, then this shit is not that far-fetched to me. I just don't know how you can look in those children's eyes and then still feed yourself and not feed them. I don't know how you can do it.
That right there. How long is it going to take those kids to be rehabilitated? You know,
they may never
rehabilitated.
They may never rehabilitate, because children need. Listen, this is a proven fact. Human beings need love and attention. It's a fact.
That's true.
If you leave a baby to their own devices and all you do is feed them, but you don't give them any love or attention, their brains don't grow the proper way. That's why they say don't leave the baby crying for however many hours. The baby needs love and attention and all of those things to form a normal brain. If they don't have those things, their brains don't form normally. And I think they said somewhere in this investigation that some of the children didn't even speak. Like, I've seen a video, I think 2020 did a video, or maybe there was a documentary made about these children. It was a very similar situation where those children were like handcuffed to the bed and all kinds of crazy stuff, not fed and whatnot. And I remember this one little girl, the older sibling, I think somehow the girl had a phone. She got access to a phone. And so she would watch Justin Bieber on the internet. And that's kind of how she learned words from watching him. And at some point she decided that she was going to try to escape from the house that she was in. She was in another house of horrors. And she was, I want to say 14 or 15 at this point, maybe somewhere between 13 and 15. And she got it and she escaped out of the house. She ran and she tried to find someone. And I feel like with the phone she had, she called 911 on the phone, and she was basically explaining to them that she escaped from her parents' house, and that her mom or her dad or whoever, they don't know that she's gone, and so they need to send somebody to come and get her. And so the cop shows up, and he's a man cop, and he's like, a little bit skeptical, but she's trying to explain to him with the words that she has, because she's never been to school. They don't know the alphabet, whatever. And she's explaining to the cop, like, my parents don't feed me. They've enslaved us, that type of thing. And that, she's scared because her other siblings are still in the house, and what's going to happen to them if they find out. And, she's explaining to him that they're like tied to the bed and they're not fed, and that they have handcuffs on them and all this kind of stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so then that's when the investigation really starts, because once there are other children that could possibly be somewhere. Oh, and he still didn't really believe her 100%. Let me be very clear. The cop still wasn't buying her story right off top. But then she showed him some photos in the phone. She took a picture of her little brother or her little sister, like with their hand, like handcuffed to the bed. And then that's when he was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't believe her at first. And I'm just like, oh my God, it makes you want to just shake somebody, because you should believe children. But anyway, they got the police down there, but they didn't have sirens or nothing like that, because they didn't want to alert the parents to what was, that they were about to, kick in the door or whatever the case may be. So the parents, of course, did not want to open the door. They didn't want to let them in and all that kind of stuff. And they want to try to call their attorney. And the thing is, this is the kind of sick shit that they would do with the kids. Like, they took the kids to Disney World one year, and they put them in those shirts where, how it says thing 1, thing 2, thing 3, or mom, dad, son, daughter, whoever.
I think I heard of the story. Yeah.
And so then they paint this picture for social media that these children are good.
Oh yeah, I think I did see this story. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like they always have them pictures of them all looking dressed up, all wearing the same shirt color, all wearing the same pants color. So they painted this image like they're doing well, they're doing fine, they're taking care of these kids. Mm-hmm. But all and behold, in the back, they're being starved. The oldest children look like they're 7 and 8 years old. Yep. It was crazy. Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, this child, I think, was 16 or 15, and she looked like she was 10 because of malnourishment and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I say it's shocking in the sense of like how many children they had and how awful the situation was. But there's lots of stuff like this that goes on. It's just as many children. Neglect and abuse is not new. But go ahead, you can push play. Hey, Coach Ferg.
Coach Ferg in the building.
Parental approval, so she did. Elizabeth's uncle-in-law told local TV station WOWK13, quote, she did not have a very good home life when they got together, and she escaped to Lynn, Christina, and Gary's house, which was back then a normal American home. Over the last 2 decades, the family has moved around a lot.
We know that they have ties to Gallia County. There was some talk that they may have been down in Pike County. There was some talk that possibly they're in Jackson County. There was some talk that they were up in Wisconsin for a little bit, and it appears that they've been back here in Benton County for about 4 years.
Elizabeth's brother, Jeremy, has claimed that she was indoctrinated. And we'll talk about this more with Anjanette. We're not really sure what that meant. I mean, indoctrinated into what? We can take some clues from his social media posts, though. On June 30th, he wrote, quote, my sister just wrapped her life up due to indoctrination. It is 100% real. 20 kids and younger than me. The math equals immature piece of explicit man involved. I met this dude a couple months ago. Shook my hand like a baby would. Super soft hands. Definitely never worked a day in his life. I should have took him out that night. I was thinking about it, but my sister, I was happy to see. Been 15 years. You lost touch with your family, followed another. Look what happened. On July 5th, he posted another status. It reads, quote, "This is what I think. Slap on the wrist. You cannot be charged for ignorance. The horror stories is not true. Nothing is true. My sister and her husband really did do their best to their IQ. Allowance is the one to blame. Low IQ, getting that money, similar. Just like me, only on plus 500 app. I be chasing that money with a bit higher IQ. Everything is misunderstood. Their hygiene, low IQ. The man of the house is responsible at most. He is the leader, leading followers. That's what I think." Again, we're going to talk about all of this during the interview. The possibility that maybe there was something else going on here, that maybe Elizabeth herself could have been a victim too. And in fact, her defense team is still trying to figure all of that out.
It is my understanding, I believe this prosecutor's understanding as well, that my client, Elizabeth Siders, has no criminal history. So the court is looking at deciding what the bond is going to be set at. There are factors that are enumerated out for the court for them to help them make that decision. Ultimately, in this case, there's a lot of attention given the fact that we're all here. And it puts a lot of pressure on the court system. It puts a lot of pressure on the media as well. For my client specifically, not having any criminal history, my knowledge, not having been charged with failure to appear, starts to mitigate some of those factors. Some of the things that courts will look at in a case like this is what does that criminal history look like? Have they never been charged with failure to appear? Because we're trying to determine, is this person a flight risk? At this point in time, we are still not sure, at least at my office, whether my client is a victim herself or not. I have previously stated that she does not necessarily charge herself as a victim, but the investigation of the prosecutor's office, the investigation in my office is still ongoing. So with all of that, taking all of that into consideration, we anticipate filing a motion to modify this law.
There's an interesting reply from the prosecutor about this too, whether Elizabeth herself could be an additional victim.
According to her attorney, she's not a victim. So we'll let him decide.
Coach Berg in the chat says, Chanel, did you adopt the sisterhood dress code? Coach, shut the hell up. The business look is better on you. I'm not trying to look away for anybody. So however I dress is however I dress. I like me. So
exactly.
Look at it. Tone Ajay says, I don't think some people think about what all goes on into being a parent. You're responsible for a whole human being. I agree with that. Coach Berg says Black men would never do this to their children. That's a falsehood, Coach. I know you want to say that you want to believe and want to be under this false belief that Black men don't do anything to their children, but that's just false. There's millions of children that go in and out of the foster care system where Black men are not doing what they need to do to protect their children. And their children end up in a system as a result of it. It's not only the Black man. So let me be very, 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 very clear about that. It's women and men, parents in general. Now, I want to go back to what the people were saying in the video when they were showing the brother of this woman that had these children, or the parent rather. So her brother basically saying on his social media that, he's basically blaming the man and saying, he said she was indoctrinated. Now, indoctrinated for the most part means that this is something you learned. So I would say, I would relate it to like the military, right? You go into the military and you're indoctrinated. They tell you what to think, what to do, how to say, what you can do. They have their own even different judicial system. That's why they call us civilians, right? Because they're a whole nother situation within a situation. And so you're indoctrinated in how to think, what you can and can't say, and they basically own you. And Creative was in the military, so she's shaking her head yes. So that's kind of my example of what an indoctrinated person would maybe show up as, right? So when he says that, I'm assuming he's referring to either this young lady's childhood, that's when she was indoctrinated, and or whenever she got with this guy and got pregnant and then started, they started living together, he indoctrinated her. That's my guess. But I'm not blaming him in this situation. I'm blaming them in this situation. Because yes, could he have been, let's just say hypothetically, an abused wife, and he, took advantage of her and all of these things, and so she really didn't have a way out. Could that be true? Possibly. It's very possible. But since we don't know that, we're not going with that narrative. I'm going with the narrative of these are your children. You got to do something to protect them. You got to give them some bread. You know, you gotta give them some applesauce. You got to do something. You know, you have to do something. You can't just sit there and not feed them at all and think that it's okay. And the brother trying to excuse it away and being like, I feel like his smoke is only for the dad in this situation, and his smoke should be for both of them. Now, one could say and one could argue that, oh well, maybe if she was being abused, then how could she help her children if she can't even help herself? And that is true to a certain extent. But that's why I say, slip them a piece of bread, slip them some bologna, slip them something. I can't see a situation where I could put food in my mouth and know that my children are being starved and not put food in their mouth. I can't see a scenario where I could do that. So you're just gonna have to shoot me in the back on my way out. But we trying to figure out how to get out of this. So, like I said, I'm blaming everybody, including the brother, because if you knew that these children were in this situation and you did nothing, then you're complicit. Because I can't say, oh, he should have went over there and he should have taken the children or anything like that. I can't say that because maybe he couldn't. But what he could do, what we know to be 100% fact, is he could have called the authorities. He could have called Child Protective Services. He could have called 911. He could have called somebody if he knew. And the reason that I'm saying I'm blaming him too is because he knew something. He knew something. He knew enough to say, I'm going to try to excuse away this behavior by saying, well, she was indoctrinated. That's what his theory is. And to me, his theory is an excuse. Well, she was indoctrinated and, she grew up a certain way and whatnot. And I was just happy to see my sister. So I didn't do anything. And also he's trying to excuse away the behavior by saying their IQ. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn because IQ be damned. Everybody knows you can call 911. Everybody knows you can call Child Protective Services and create a report. And you can do so anonymously because they're never going to reveal the reporter. Even if the reporter is a nurse, a teacher, a social worker, a medical professional, they're not going to reveal them. The only way that happens is if the judge writes a court order and says that they must reveal themselves. Or if there's some sort of child death or something like that, then the reporter may be called as a witness or something like that. But outside of that, they're not telling the family who did it, who told on them. People be like, oh, I know who did it. No, you don't. Unless they reveal it to themselves. No, you don't. So anyway, you have anything to add? How is your food that you made? Because it looks good. Oh, here goes Coach Ferg. Hold on. What does he say?
Good.
Coach Ferg says, are you trying to deliver a message to help improve or just more YouTube rhetoric? What are you talking about, Coach? We're talking about the House of Horrors. Be quiet. Coach Ferg also says they didn't love those. Oh my God, I can't with Coach. That's a fact, though. What do I have to do with? What does that have to do with this, Coach Ferg? Right, exactly. There are bad parents in all races. That's a whole fact. A whole fact. Most Black people don't abuse their kids. That's just not true, Coach. It's not true. Maybe 10%, mostly neglect cases, not physical abuse. I guess he's trying to say physical. I don't know. Whites torture, starve, lock in cages. Damn, Coach.
What he said?
He's saying that the white people, they lock their kids in cages and they torture them and starve them. But he's saying Black people just neglect their children. I would say this. I don't have those statistics that Coach and then the Coach statistics is what I'm gonna say. But I will say that most cases that come into Child Protective Services are cases of neglect. And the ones that involve neglect, a lot of times it has to do with poverty, but more often than that, it has to do with drug use. So usually the children are neglected because the parents are out, spending the money on drugs. And then they're drugged out of their minds, so they're not, they're by default neglecting their children. So to that degree, Coach on some level is right, but it doesn't have anything to do with their ethnicity. It's sort of like saying people don't get abused, only white people get abused in their home, or only white victims are victims of domestic abuse. That's just not true. Or the wealthy the people that are victims of abuse are abused in the wealthiest households all the way down to the poorest of the poorest. It doesn't have anything to do with whether or not they're black, white, Asian, Spanish, or whatever, everybody in between. It doesn't have anything to do with that. What it does have to do with is that who's reporting the abuse. That's really what it has to do with. Now, there's way more, there's a higher percentage of white children that have abuse or neglect claims that come through the foster care system. There's a higher number, and there is a higher number of children that get removed from their homes that are white, that are Caucasian. That's true. But Black children are overrepresented in that system, in the foster care system. And what I mean by overrepresented means it's a disproportionate number of brown children in the foster care system as it relates to the population in America, right? So if they only make up, let's say there's 13 or 14% of Black people in America, and of that population, maybe 3% are children. Let's just say I'm just making up numbers here, right? Then it's weird, and and those Black children are overrepresented in the foster care system, because how can you make up, let's say 3% of the population, and when I say 3%, I'm talking about, let's say, Black children in America. How can you make up 3% of the general population, but then make up over 51% or 50% or 49% of the children that come into foster care? How? Your population is this big in the general public. And so that's why I use the term overrepresented. That means they're being taken at a higher rate into that system, even though they make up a super small percent of the people in the population in the country. So anyway. Hey, Lord ADS. Ready to go with that food. Mm-hmm.
What's up? So I do want to say this. So it's on equal accounts. Even elderly people can be abused.
Right.
It was this movie on Lifetime. It was based on a true story about how this older lady, this lady, she was like 30 or 40 or her 50s, and she would take in or try to get elderly people to come live with her in her home. And she would take their Social Security checks. She would take all their money, and she would go cash it, and she'll have all this money, and she'll lock them down in the basement. And she would feed them oatmeal.
That's not funny, but the fact that you said it like that is like, oh my God.
No, it's real. It's true. And yeah, so it happens on both accounts. You know, if somebody feels like they can't survive and this is their only way of survival, stuff like that will happen. But that was a sad case, though. That was sad.
What creative is describing is called exploitation. You're exploiting these people for their money.
Yes, they do.
It's
That's
also
why I said
called
the Black people abuse their elderly moms and pops. Yes. Me being in my field of work, oh my God, I've seen it so many times. Because I do help people with their finances and stuff. It was this one guy I remember coming to his house, and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to help him with stuff, and he telling me how he gave his son-in-law some money. He took out a loan for his son-in-law to get a car.
Yep.
And I was like, why would you do that? I told him he needs to pay you back that money right away. You took out money on your good faith and you got to pay it back. And he basically used you. He was like, well, he's living in my house, and so I'm going to just do it to be nice. They take care of nice people. They take advantage of them. I mean, that's so I don't know what people be talking about. Is the kids do it all the time. The kids take advantage of their parents. The grandchildren be taking advantage of their parents. They come and they move into their parents' house. They don't pay no bills, eat up the food, and then cuss their parents out. I see this on time and time basis. Yep. To me, it's really disgusting, and I just, you can't do nothing about it.
No, yes, you can. You can do something about it. What you can do is you can call Adult Protective Services, and you can file a claim. I mean, not a claim. You can file a report, and you can.
But
say,
then it'll be your name against them, and they'll
no,
be
it's
like,
not. No, it's not. Because you're not a oh God, I just drawn a blank. You're not you don't have to report. I'm a mandated reporter. So as a social worker, as a therapist, I'm a mandated reporter. You work for the hospital, if you're a police officer or a fire person, like these are a teacher, a nurse, you're mandated reporters. You are not. However, anybody in society in the United States of America, you can say, I've witnessed abuse, whether it's financial, exploitation, neglect, physical abuse, whatever. You can pick up the phone no different than if you saw your brother getting beat up, and you can call the police. It's the same thing.
Let's just say I went out my way to help this one lady, and I probably should never did that. I got in trouble for that too. But anyway, I went out my way to help her because she's about to lose her house. And come to find out, we got down to the bottom of it. She had like over $250,000 in her account, and it went all the way down to like 60 or 80,000.
Wow.
60 or 80,000, and she still got bills up to here.
Mm-hmm.
Like the light bill was already cut off.
Wow.
She don't even know how she paying her bills. They're about to take her house.
So that's why I'm saying what you would want to do, creative, is you not reporting this to your employer. You Google what's the Adult Protective Services hotline in California or whatever state you're in, for whoever's listening, whatever state you're in. You Google abuse, neglect, exploitation. They're going to give you a number. You call that number. You say, I want to make a report. They're going to ask you for your name and whatever information, and then they may ask you, would you like to remain anonymous? Even if you give them your name, they're never going to report, this person gave me their name and this is who reported it, because then that defeats the purpose of the hotline. So they're not going to do it. So if you,
I don't know, but I would go out my way to help these people, and I probably should have never. But like I met so many people in these dire conditions. Because I help people who are 60 and older. And there's so many, I can't even think about how many cases I've seen. I even seen men who take advantage of women for years, marry them, use them up. It's crazy. And the lady is like, the lady's like 65, 66. She got no benefits. He didn't even think to add her for her to get any type of benefits.
Because they don't care.
Oh my God, so many cases.
I want you to know that you can file a report anonymously, and you shouldn't feel like it's going out of your way. I do understand it could be a little bit of a headache to have to even deal with it. But once you file that report, the only thing that's going to happen is they may send you an update that says, this case has gone to this step, but they don't really call you after to ask you questions unless something else is going on, unless it's maybe like a media case or something like that. But
I understand, Chanel, I do, but then I don't, because a lot of these people be like, I want to take it. I don't want to get people involved. I want to have full function of my life, and I could take care of myself. And
it's not about that. It's not about that. So for example, you could know that someone's being abused or neglected, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or not even that they're being abused or neglected. You could know, like, say you go into a home and you're trying to help them with whatever, right? But you see that they're living in a dilapidated, or, they need help. They are bedbound, whatever. They need your help, but you may not be able to provide that help. You can call APS and they have resources to help them. I got to run real quick because my dog is screaming like he needs to go. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. But no, yeah, I've seen like crazy cases. Yeah, I've seen crazy cases. He said in America, yes, in America, doing my job, meeting people out, trying to help them with Medicare and whatnot. And I've seen some crazy cases. And I remember this one lady, and same lady I was trying to help, her ex, not even her ex-husband, this was her child's father, and her child is like my age, well in their 30s, and he coming in there thinking he run the house, and she is so soft spoken, and she allowed this man to come inside her house. He came in there to be like, oh, I'm gonna help you clean up, and I'm gonna do all these things for you, and ended up buying a whole brand new car on her, emptied out her account, so she only had like $60,000 or $80,000. And I was just like, wow. A man that came home from prison could do all of that. And there's a lot of cases. That's just one. And when I step into these houses, like the kids hate me because I find out exactly what they're doing. I figure it out. I know exactly what they're doing. And they know they're wrong. They know they're not supposed to be doing that. But when they see me come in there, I'm looking and I'm seeing exactly what's going on. I wasn't born yesterday. I already know the whole play. When I come there and I just ask the lady a couple of questions, I already know what's going on. He said, people can be so horrible. Yes, they can. It's sad. Coach for a guest in America, the main thing that leads to a lot of this is poverty. Poverty is so rampant for every race in America. It's the leading indicator of these things. Yes, it is poverty. You're 100% right. Because most of these people, I live in a state that's really expensive. So nobody wants to, if they can live with their parents, even past the age of 30s and have kids, they will live with their parents just so that they don't have to foot that bill of paying for rent or paying a mortgage. So, and I get it. I get it. But it's like you're not even assisting your parents. Like, you're eating up the parents' food, you're running up the light bill and all these bills. At the end of the day, who has to fork that money up? The parents do. And the parents don't want to tell the kids that they don't have that money set aside to pay all these bills and the additional bills because they got their whole family in the house. It's sad. You know how much grown men will sit there and allow that to happen? Will be okay with going into their elderly parents' house or the wife's parents' house and sit there. It's sad. It's diabolical and it's sad, but it happens. I see it all of the time. It's sad. And some of them will fight. They don't even want to help their parents out. They don't even want to come and call their parents to see how they're doing. They don't even want to come visit their parents. But they want to come there and make sure that their name is on the life insurance. Their name is on this and all of this. And they're getting this. But nobody's helping that parent pay their bills, helping that parent pay these insurance bills or nothing. It's crazy. Poverty and the lack of resources. I think it's a mindset issue. Sometimes we got to remember that there's an abundance of money. There's an abundance of people. There's an abundance of resources. There's so much that is all around circulating that there's no need to be stifled. There's no need to shrink ourselves. There's no need to feel like we have to do these things. I'm going to just say there is an abundance, okay? You just got to believe it. Say it out loud and it'll happen. But yeah, I've seen situations. So in this case, the House of Horrors, I'm not shocked that stuff like this happens. I am shocked that if they had family members that nobody checked up on them, nobody tried to see if they were okay, nobody came into the house, nobody wondered how the kids were doing. that right there is a little bit of shocking and a little bit sad to me. That, you know, you have your aunties, your uncles, like nobody cares to see if you're okay. You know, can I get a call on the phone? Can I get a picture? Can I get some school grades? I want to know how the kids are doing. Like, what are their interests? Like, none of that. Like, can I get something? And this is happening for years. Like, some of the kids can't even say their names. They can't even speak. They can't even read. Like, at the end of the day, these kids have to go on and live their own life. And how are they supposed to do that when you didn't provide them the tools that they needed? They said they kept moving. Yeah, they kept moving every 2 or 3 years. I was reading that. And even if you keep moving every 2 or 3 years, like, did you go to school? Like, I don't understand. Like, did the kids go to the park? Do you need clothes for the kids? 16 kids, that's a lot of kids. Like, nobody's helping out. Like, none of the aunts would be like, you know, I know you got all these kids. Do you need some help? Do you need some money? And I heard that the extended family members, they were giving them money and they were kind of concerned about them, but they did not they didn't fish for more details. They weren't like trying to investigate or trying to ask those other questions. Now they say that the pops and the daughter both have been victims to the mother and the son. The daughter both have been victims of the mother and the son. They said that the dad was like, he couldn't really speak, and he had like dementia. He was like a deer in the headlights. Basically, that's what I was listening to the case, and that's what I heard. And the mother, I don't know. The mother looked like she could be a nasty lady that would be talking all of this stuff. The son looked like he's pretty strong, but still, you got all those kids. Like, I don't know. Somebody got to jump somebody. I don't know. And the poor girl was 15 years old. But let's play some more. I don't know where Chanel went.
How he wants to address his representation for
The victim or not, we still don't know. What we do know is that all 4 adults have been charged in this case. Now, originally it was with 17 counts, and that was later amended to 16.
I'm going to go over it with you because these are serious allegations, and I think it's important that you understand what we are talking about, all right? These complaints are identical. They each contain 16 counts of endangering children, which is a violation of Revised Code 2919-22B1 and 2919-22E2D. All of those counts are felonies in the second degree. All of those accounts allege that you did in Hamden on or about June 30th, 2026, unlawfully abuse a child under the age of 18, and that violation resulted in serious physical harm to that child. Okay.
If the defendants are convicted, here's what they could face.
Each of those felonies of the second degree is punishable by 2 to 8 years as a minimum sentence and a maximum sentence of 12 years in prison, a maximum fine of $15,000, and 18 months to 3 years of post-release control.
All 4 adults appeared in court for the first time on July 2nd. The first 2 in court were Gary Sr. and Gary Jr. side by side.
How do you plead? Yes, I will enter a not guilty plea for you at this time then, and you can confer with counsel. Okay? Mr. Siders, would you like me to enter a not guilty plea for you as well? Until you have the chance to speak with an attorney? I will do that.
They were both very quiet, hardly speaking, even when bond was discussed.
Your Honor, may please support it. Son is requesting a $300,000 cash assurity bond for each defendant under the court standard terms and conditions, including special conditions that they have no contact with each other as co-defendants and they have no contact with the victims. And if they are able somehow to post bond, that GPS monitoring at their expense.
Do you have anything to say as to any of that? All right, I will grant the state's request then. It will be a $300,000 cash or surety bond.
It was the same thing for Lynn, Christina, and Elizabeth. The judge explained their charges, read out the ages of the alleged victims, and then asked for a plea. And here's the part I played earlier in this episode when Elizabeth starts to talk back to the judge. I'll let it play out in full this time.
Do you understand these pleas? And how do you plead? Stop. First of all, I want to remind you of your right to remain silent. This is not the time for you to argue your case. These are serious allegations, and if you are unsure on what to do, I will enter a not guilty plea for you until you can consult with counsel, okay? I also need to advise you that because these cases came before this court on a complaint, as opposed to through an indictment by the grand jury, you have the right to a preliminary hearing. And that's a matter you can discuss with counsel once they're appointed as well, all right? All right. So I will enter not guilty pleas for both of you at this time until you have the opportunity to discuss this case with counsel.
At that time, bond was set for all 4 defendants, $300,000 each. But the problems just kept coming. To start, the children were taken to medical facilities for care and later placed in temporary custody of the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. But finding a safe place for them could be kind of tough.
Because as you can imagine, placing 16 kids in a county of this size taxes the resources. I have assurances from the governor and from the Department of Children and Youth governor's staff that they will provide whatever we need, whatever resources we need to support these kids and help protect these kids.
And that's not the only medical expense the county could face.
His medical care could potentially bankrupt Benton County.
This was a new update just this week when Gary Sr. was given bond and taken to the hospital.
Gary Siders Sr., the older Gary Siders, was provided with a bond today, an OR bond. Let me explain the circumstances around that. First, let me stress, the community is not at risk because of this bond. Yesterday, as you all know, the cases were scheduled for preliminary hearing. During the transport, Mr. Siders fell and had a medical issue that required.
I have a very hard time believing that 16 people is going to bankrupt this whole system in this county. 16 people?
It's only 16,000 or 15,000 people in that county.
But 16 people is going to bankrupt the whole entire medical system?
It could.
16? Y'all need to stop it. 16 people is not bankrupting the whole county. Because I can guarantee you whatever that judge is making is more than whatever's going to cost to. She's probably making 150 grand a year. You think they can't provide medical care for less than 150 grand?
But you know how medical care is, like if you stay overnight in a hospital, that's like another grand, and that's 16 kids. And then on top of that, depending on their treatment and the type of what ADS you got came up and the type of devices that they use.
It's not bankrupt. I think that's bullshit. But even if it was going to bankrupt them, we don't have federal resources to help. Like, stop. Are you not going to?
They could qualify for low income. So that's my thing. What if they qualify for low income, or if they qualify?
Whatever it is that they qualify for. Millions of people go and use the emergency room as their primary care physician. They don't turn those people away.
No, they don't.
So all of those 16,000 people, are they going to turn them away saying, hey, it's going to bankrupt our system because 16,000 people want to go to the doctor in the emergency room? They're not.
It could, Chanel.
It's not.
Medical bills could run within the millions of dollars.
It could, yeah.
16 people, y'all need to stop it.
We're talking about that could be 10, $15 million.
It's not going to be millions of dollars to treat 16 people.
You don't know if they need surgeries. You don't know what they need.
It's still not going to be millions of dollars.
The most expensive part of it is the long-term care. Because for the next 3 or 4 years, are they going to be able to do normal stuff, right?
No, they need care.
There's something called federal money. How do you think people are able to go to the ER without paying ever? So if y'all really so concerned about, so really to me, it's a moot point, because at the end of the day, what they're really saying is we need federal resources. That's really what the person that just said it's going to bankrupt our, that's what they're saying. Then just say that. Just say it's putting our medical system here in this county that only has 16,000 people in jeopardy. we need medical resources. That's what you say. It's bullshit. It's like saying little bitty things and not saying exactly what you mean. So what you mean is we don't have the resources. We need additional resources from the federal government to sustain what's happened here. That's what you need to say. It's gaslighting to be like, oh, it's going to bankrupt our whole system. It's like, fuck out of here with that bullshit. I don't believe that.
Because that's paid for by the county.
Okay, so we need federal resources.
I'm not sure.
Move them to a different county. That's not illegal. If I can't get medical care in Houston, Texas, guess where I'm going? Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, wherever it is, that's where I'm going.
Now, some of that should fall on the state. You're absolutely correct about that too.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what percentage. I'm not sure of the tax rates in those counties, the property tax, and how much money they're actually making. Because people understand that for some counties here in America, $2 to $3 million a year in taxes is a lot of money to them. I mean, a whole lot of money, right?
Nidish, I know what mute means and what moot means. Shut the hell up.
And Nidish did not say hi to me when I came by his show.
He didn't?
No.
Oh, well, then he's banned from saying anything suggestive to creative moving forward. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Mr. ADS. Sorry.
Well, all I was saying is that you think about the tax rate amongst how many people did you say, creative?
15,000. It's a small county.
8% tax rate, right? For 15,000 people. Okay, that's a little under $150,000 a year in taxes.
Yeah, that county is not having a lot of money. Yeah, they probably
You
got
tell
dirt
it to
roads.
the-
They should look fucked up.
No.
You know.
I'm not giving them no passes on this bullshit. What I'm saying is I need you to reach out to local nonprofit organizations or national nonprofit organizations that can say the Red Cross, whoever. Reach out to somebody and say, start a fucking GoFundMe for the county. Okay, we need to be able to protect these children. They need medical care. What are we not going to provide them medical care because it's going to bankrupt? Like, I can't with the excuses. Like, it's just annoying to me, especially when it comes to children. They can't go out and get a job and help themselves. So we're not going to provide them medical care because it's expensive. I can't. Let me go on mute. What? And it's spelled M-U-T-E, Nidish. I'm gonna go on mute.
But Lord ADS, what do you think about this case?
I mean, he's supposed to try to kind of jip this shit down some. I expect that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And them giving him bond probably told me that they probably messed up something too. They might have got caught on something, you know what I'm saying? Out loud, right? So, you know what I'm saying? We got to kind of do something here right quick, give the man bond, get him out of this jail. And then we could do, you know, that type of stuff, right?
Why are we letting him out? Exactly.
It's probably a technicality or something that they messed up on the state end. Because, you know what I'm saying? Even as if I know that man in the county, you know what I'm saying? If he wasn't granted bond through, what's that judge? The magistrate?
Mm-hmm.
And who am I? I don't know how you can grant him bond, but I mean, let's hear the rest of the story.
And then the guy that they're granting bond to is the grandfather, right?
They all got bond for $300,000.
Or is that bail?
Bond.
Yes, they bail. Yeah.
Okay.
Bail is
I don't know
set at
why
300.
anybody is being granted bail, but I guess they're being granted it because they know they can't pay it.
Facts. That too. I mean, all of them ain't gonna be able to get out. Ain't no way, right?
But let's be clear about how bail and bond works. It's only 10%. So if it's at $300,000, that's only $3,000.
That's $30,000. If it's 3%,
or maybe it's $300. I don't know. I know it's like 10% or something like that.
It's 10% or it could be 5%. So 10% would be 30,000. 5% would be like 5.
Oh yeah, you're right. I have it wrong. Alexa, what's 10% of 300,000?
10% of 300,000
is 30,000. So yeah, they don't have $30,000 based
not
on
for all of
what
them.
they look like.
Yeah, not for all of them at least. Maybe 2 or 3 might get out, but it's gonna be a couple of them that ain't gonna be able to get out.
Why are you letting them out? It should be at $1 million.
They always ask if they get bail. So
No, but I'm saying the judge has the right to revoke bail.
Yeah, they do. That's for like egregious crimes.
And if this is egregious,
I think this is a crime more of poverty.
crimes against children like this is egregious.
This is more of a crime of poverty. They didn't say the children were abused.
Nope,
They said
this is not a crime of poverty.
So Chanel thinks is that, but if it was murder or something, it would have been like.
You can't say that with M word, creative.
Okay, if it was somebody who'd been unalived, it would have
No,
been.
I think when you do something to helpless people, like the mentally ill, meaning severely mentally ill, people who are have intellectual disabilities, and children or elderly, it's egregious. If you starve a 5-year-old, what's really the difference between that and what happened here in this case?
Big question is,
they said the father was released because they said he was too sick to take care of him. It would bankrupt their state funds.
Facts.
What the hell are we doing?
In jail.
He is 65. He got Medicare benefits. Like,
right. And Medicare is not based on your income. Medicare
yes, it is. Medicare is because you still have to pay Part A. You still have to pay Part B premium every single month.
But we're not talking about that though. We're not talking about him paying out of pocket for his Dexcom diabetes.
But he will qualify for a government program where they can pay 100%.
This is the reason this man don't need to be out of jail. And I get what that person is saying. And shout out to you. But what I'm saying is leave his ass in jail, and we don't need to really attend to his medical treatment unless it's life-threatening. So if it's life-threatening, then take him to the hospital and treat him, to the ER like you would, and then send him back to jail. But what bothers me is sending him home to his comfort. No, he don't need to be comfortable. Those children weren't comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs
nobody
to be
comfortable in that house
and locked down like an animal.
My question is this: who put out all 16 of them kids? Which one of those
the young
put out?
lady?
Wow, boy, they were pumping her at boy. Oh my goodness, 16. She did all 16 by herself.
And she did it at home, or she at least didn't have them at the hospital. Let me say it like that.
She had a doula.
Shut up, Nida. She didn't have a doula. Be quiet.
I'm asking.
No, she didn't have a doula.
Good evening, Queen Chanel. Good evening, Sir Lord ADS. And I don't like false allegations. When my wife come by, I always acknowledge her. What the hell?
Who are you talking? Nightish, I came by your channel this morning.
Yeah, and I was talking to you the whole time. You didn't hear me?
No. I heard you say hi to TMKC. Was it?
Look at this jealousy.
Why TMKC catching straight?
Listen to this. Listen to this jealousy. I try to make it a point.
You don't like this shit.
Nah, I like TMKC.
I try to make it a point to speak to everybody. I even speak to Kills and Imperious.
Okay.
So I definitely would speak to Small Snack.
He didn't say nothing to me. It's okay. I still love you, Nightish.
No. I did say something to you.
Okay.
Because I was being controversial today, and you was in the chat being controversial with me. I don't remember exactly what it was, but Creative was in the chat going, you can't do that. Whatever it was earlier.
I saw something I thought I would never see in this space.
What did you see?
Izzy, Fatty on Izzy channel.
Oh, why did you think that you would never see that?
I just thought I would never see that shit. Those two have been to war. I mean,
oh, really?
Not really.
I didn't know that they were in a war. Oh,
you see how a while back. We can overcome things, and let stuff go. Isn't that right, Chanel? Isn't that right, Chanel?
Chanel lets things go all the damn time. Okay.
Isn't that right, Nightish?
Can me and you overcome some things? Is that what you're saying?
Y'all already overcame it. She said she forgives you. Stop it, Nightish.
She has no control over that. That's a submissive woman right there.
Yo, do you see this?
A submissive
woman. Do you see this?
I don't want to get married out a little love affair, no shit.
And this is why we be cussing each other. Do you see this?
I think Creative be secretly going to Nightish house at night after the live.
I think so too. I think
we're gonna get there, Chanel. Just give me some time. We're gonna get there.
Why y'all
I'm gonna
She
get her
be
to
taking that
hey, Lord
Trinidadian
ADS.
flag
I'm
with
gonna
her
get
down
out
the
of
night
I'm gonna get her
show.
up out of St. Louis Obispo one of these days.
Hey, get away from Missouri, you know what I'm saying? She might never go back. You know what I'm saying? She moved out to California. She gonna love that life.
She
I mean,
already in
that
California.
you in California now? Chris,
Yeah.
She
I was
in a
gonna
better
say.
part of
That's
California
why
than
he
I'm
keeps
in.
trying to convince her to come to his house because she already in the
Oh,
California.
so it's driving distance too. Y'all in driving distance? Okay.
No,
Creative
it's
ain't
like
going over
8
there.
or 10 hours. I don't.
Oh,
Oh, she didn't map it out. See what I'm
But
saying?
he
She
lives.
went there.
I do
She
want
went
to
to
go
his
to
house.
San Francisco. So he live in Oakland, and Oakland is like what 45 minutes from San Francisco.
Oh,
Something like that.
she's definitely been there, Mr. ADS. He
Yeah.
knows the distance.
yeah.
He knows the distance in between each state and city. I'm sorry, not state, but each city and township. She been there. Creative.
Okay.
How many times? When's the wedding?
Do we want stop it?
Like 6 months, Chanel. Just about
6
6
months?
months. Yeah.
Now,
I'll
Chanel, ain't
I'll be
nothing
a
wrong with
bridesmaid.
friends gonna go see friends. When friends just want to see a friend, they friends. Why can't they go see each other? Why
You
can't be
right.
all this extra stuff? You know, why can't they just go out and have a good time? And then you know, saying whatever
Nightly said
happens.
they're not friends.
Yeah,
Nightly
we're
said
not.
he's
Listen, Sir Lord ADS, we're not friends. We just use each other's bodies.
I don't know about
That's
that.
a special, now let's have a talk. That's a special kind of friend.
Not the special kind of friend.
That's the best kind of friend. You know what I'm saying? In the right circumstance.
They're friends with benefits.
Friend with benefits, yeah. That's the best type of friend. Well, they got good benefits. Woo.
Nidus, what type of benefits you got? You gonna run his Medicare up, Creative?
No, I'm not on that. Yeah,
Creative got an insurance policy on Nidus she don't even know about.
Shout out to the shout outs.
She gonna be out there putting antifreeze in your cocoa in your wine. Keep playing with her. And we're like, breaking news on the YouTube internet. Nidus found unalive. Nah, I'm playing.
I hope not, man. That would break my heart to see that shit happen.
What is
Like, damn, Creative,
FBWB?
really?
friends with benefits.
Oh, okay.
We
I'm
not
glad you
on
know all
that.
the
We
lingo,
just
'cause
playing
I don't.
around.
Look at Creative know all the little kinky acronyms.
I'm young in the dating world. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is we doing?
Creative, did you go on a Creative? Isn't it true that you went on a nightish date?
No, I went on a date though.
Ooh. You were supposed to send me a picture of your outfit and everything.
I did. That came on live. Remember when we was
No,
on
I
there?
don't remember. No. I
How
said
did that
send me a
go?
picture of what you're gonna wear. That's what I said. I don't care. Moving on.
Yeah, Creative. How'd your date go?
It was okay. Next.
Where'd y'all go?
I don't
It
know.
means she didn't like the date. Oh, I know what you mean when you had your drink or whatever, and it was okay. I got you.
Ain't none of them dates gonna be cool until you drive to Oakland.
Whoever
I mean, shout out to the shout out.
I gotta meet somebody tomorrow, so.
Oh, okay. Send
Let's
me a
hope that
picture
goes
of what you're
well. It
wearing.
ain't.
I want to know.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah,
This
it's
guy's a little bit more mature, so we'll see.
You got
Yeah,
a friend pool, right? You got a male friend pool?
What do you
If
mean?
you want to call it that.
Like dudes that you know, dudes that you talk to more regularly?
Ain't none of them me, Sir Lord ADS.
I was getting ready to say that you in that circle, Nidus. What are you doing?
No. I'm
Look
alone.
at little ADS trying to
I'm not
set
in
me
no
up.
circle with them. Sir Lord ADS, I'm not in no circle with them lames.
Oh, Nidus. Believe it or not, y'all all the same to her. Y'all
Not
friends.
at all.
Y'all just friends.
When she get around me, she gonna mess around and get sprung. She gonna get around them and be like, it was okay.
Hey, Creative, I'm going to turn off my camera for a quick second so I can light my blunt.
Oh. Just put your mic in front of your face.
The way y'all talking, I might need a blunt. Who got one?
I'll stop.
Not as you got a blunt.
No, I got a pipe.
You got a pipe.
Uh-oh. No, Nidus. We
Okay. And you put your little things in the pipe.
Yes, ma'am. I don't like the way you said little things though.
You put little rocks in the pipe.
Some people get
Oh my
mad if you
God.
say little channel also.
We don't like you saying little about anything, to be honest with you. Keep that
Okay.
word little out of your mouth.
Damn,
I seen your little
okay.
show. I
Creative.
seen your little podcast.
He's
Yeah.
over here throwing shots along with Nightish. Y'all is doing shots out here in these YouTube streets.
And throw the shade.
God.
Wait, not even.
I didn't even say little shit.
What about this smoke?
I didn't even say one of them.
It's a
in the
smoke
house. I
show.
didn't say that.
I was too busy for that
Nah,
smoke.
I still like a
girl.
good backwoods.
Okay.
person. I don't know about y'all, but I still like a good backwood leaf. You know what I'm saying?
A
I like
backwood?
Yeah, I still like a good backwood leaf.
My cousin brought me some of that. I don't ever want to smoke
That's
a backwood. That is just
that's
too much
something that's
tobacco.
ghetto.
Yeah, I like a raw wrap.
Okay. Those is good too. Those are light.
Yeah.
Yo.
Y'all like Blackwoods?
Not me.
Yeah, Blackwood good too.
Nightish, you like Blackwoods?
I don't like them. They're too tobacco-y.
Too leafy, yeah, for some folk.
Because it's an actual tobacco leaf.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I don't like the taste of tobacco.
Oh, so you don't smoke cigarettes or anything like that?
No.
You ever tried a thing with a no, you probably haven't. I went to like one of those ceremonies where they do the ayahuasca and they have the raw tobacco and they blow it up your nose.
You do a lot of,
Well, they don't blow it up your nose. You gotta sniff it. You can
So was you in
get-
a mountain when you did your ceremony?
I actually drove to I went to like where did I go? I went 2 hours away from here.
Was it in a mountain though? In a teepee?
It wasn't in a mountain, but it was like more in a natural environment.
Okay. How did you feel? Did you have an out of body experience?
No, I didn't have one of those out of body, but I did have an inner body experience, you can
That sounds freaky. Did you need somebody to guide you while you was having your inner body experience?
say. We did have a shaman. We had a shaman and everything.
Okay. Because that's the way you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to mess with ayahuasca alone. And then it depends on your emotional feelings at the time. Like if you feel sad, it's going to make you feel sadder.
Oh,
ayahuasca
yeah.
is going to break you out of whatever it is earthly. So you don't fear death now then, right? After you had your ayahuasca?
No, I never feared death.
Okay.
But I did. It was a good experience. I did see like shapes and sizes, and I did throw up and let a lot of stuff.
Shapes and sizes and throwing up. Why everything you saying sounded real like kinky and freaky?
Okay.
This is supposed to be a drug. This is supposed to be a drug thing we talking about. Sizes and throwing up. What made you throw up?
Because the ayahuasca is very potent, and it has, if you have worms or you have anything in your body, it'll make everybody throws up when they take a shot of ayahuasca.
Yeah, I never had no ayahuasca. I had some acid.
No, I never had that acid. Ayahuasca is more natural.
I've had an out of body experience.
You have?
Yeah,
What happened?
nothing really happened, but it's like you floating over yourself, looking at yourself.
Oh, I had one of those too.
I
Were
don't
you
remember
scared
that.
or?
A little bit.
Have you had that, Lord ADS?
No, ma'am. I have not had that. But I do have some questions about the ayahuasca, though, right? So
Yeah.
does it clean and purify? You said it gets everything out.
It cleans and purifies you. It's like taking a shot, and it's very, very high and potent. So if you have any worms or anything, like you're gonna want to throw up. It's like it purges you.
Okay. I might try some of that shit, see what it can do. Because I do like a detox. I detox.
You like
heavy,
to
right?
detox? This is not that type of. If you want to detox,
it's not a
you can-
detox. Yeah, it's not
go
a detox.
take black walnut and wormwood if you want to go detox.
And you definitely gonna need a shaman with you when you do it.
Yeah, you do want a shaman with you because it is a spiritual thing, and you don't want to misconceptualize it because then you'll turn crazy.
And if you do acid, you want somebody with you also, so they can tell you to find a focal point, stare at it. Remember
What is
that you are not-
acid?
What is acid? You never heard of it?
No.
I forget the actual name of acid.
Hydrochloride.
Let me look it up right quick.
Are you talking about the fog thing?
No, we used to have paper acid. It's a liquid that they drip on paper. You eat the paper, and that's how you get in your system.
You eat the paper.
Yeah, paper acid is paper, a little tab of paper.
Where's Chanel? Probably making a dessert.
After this big snack she was already eating.
You. It's so easy. That's why it's so easy to gain weight, y'all. If you intake 3,000 calories more than you originally have, even in a week, that's 1 pound.
You telling me? Shit, I took like 20
LSD.
pounds
Acid
of
is LSD.
Oh, LSD. I heard LSD is really, really good.
I don't know about that. LSD being really, really good.
Not like that,
Oh.
but it does open different parts of your brain.
Yeah, that's
And,
the out of body experiences, the acid.
Yeah.
What is LSD?
You do an awakening. Some people have like really, really, they have awakenings when they take LSD. So
That's why when I be explaining to people, I don't really get angry like that after
Mhm.
them drugs, because you don't really sit back and focus on negativity like that no more. I would think it would be the same with people who take ayahuasca. Like Mike Tyson took the toad, the stuff off the toad.
yeah, the
And
toad,
now
the fog poisoning.
Yeah, he don't have no like fear for a lot of things now, and he's not that angry no more.
They said it's a psychedelic. Yeah. They said LSD is a psychedelic.
Yes, it's a psychedelic drug.
All right, let's go back to the video, y'all. Let's see.
Treatment and assessment. O'Glennis Hospital was where he was taken, and it was determined at that point upon some tests that O'Glennis did that Mr. Sider Sr. has a serious medical condition that requires specialized care in a hospital outside of this area. Practically, and I don't know if you folks know this or not, but when defendants are housed in county jails, it is the county's responsibility to pay for the medical care. Prisons are for defendants who have been convicted. Then the state pays for it. But he's still an innocent man that has not been convicted yet. So the county was going to be on the hook for his medical care. And again, based on the information that we were provided, his medical care could potentially bankrupt Vinton County. We were not going to put that burden also on our local taxpayers.
Because of HIPAA law.
Isn't that crazy? Because of that, you could go free.
They make up all kind of things for white people. What was that other thing they had, Lord ADS? Affluenza. He's too affluent to lock him up.
Yeah.
Even though he did something heinous.
That's the thing?
That's a thing.
If a white man goes into court in a three-piece suit, he's already 40% off that case. He just needs to get the rest of 60. Only thing he needs like 70 to pass, right? If 3 jurors cop out on you, it's cool as long as you get 9. So I wish I could do that shit.
That is crazy. They let him walk because the state don't got money. But okay.
I don't know who McKinnon. Yeah. Mike Tyson is a very sensitive man. That's why he's violent like that. Just mention Customato name. He might break into tears. Listen, after he took that toad, a man came into a comedy club with a pistol and pointed it right at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson grabbed the pistol, stood up, had a conversation. Next thing you know, he took the pistol, not violently, slowly and put it in his pocket and hugged that man and walked him up out of the club. That man don't care nothing about losing his life.
Gasman said Mike is autistic.
Then the drugs helped him then.
Okay, I never know that. Well, Nightish, I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, do you think that the most sensitive people be the ones that be going off crazy and on YouTube that just be going off on a rampage, like rampage?
I think the most sensitive people stay off of YouTube.
You think
And the people
so?
you see the people that's going crazy because they want to go crazy.
You think because they want to, but you don't
Like
think they're sensitive?
all the people I know that's kind of sensitive, if you pay attention to them, they leave off YouTube for like 6 months, a year. They be gone because they sensitive. They can't handle it. They need it. They will literally be telling you, I need a break from this. That's how you can tell who's the sensitive one, who's not. I've been on here through all kind of BS.
But hold on, you don't think that people would be like, you better not say my name or I'm gonna go crazy and I'm gonna do this and
They're not sensitive. Like you're not sensitive. You're not sensitive.
Hold on, my bad, Chanel.
I added myself to the stage. What happened?
We heard you, but we didn't see you.
Wait, but you don't think people who say stuff, you don't think they're sensitive?
No, I think they want to smoke. Like Chanel wants to smoke. She just won't come out and say it.
Shut the hell up, Nightish.
She
You don't
loves
know
to
what I
smoke.
want. Shut the hell up, Nightish. You have no
But we
idea.
had a
You don't know
smoke
nothing
show,
about
She
it.
might as well listen. The next time you make an avatar, a thumbnail creative,
Hey, guys,
put her in a
yes.
fireman suit.
No, I don't. If I want something, I'll say it. I have my own voice. I don't need Nightish to speak for me.
Let me say it for again. Put her in a fireman suit. Because right now she coming for me, and all I said was that she wants to smoke.
I don't. I wish you would stop with that narrative. Stop saying that because you lead these people to believe that Chanel wants to fight with them. I don't. I don't give a shit about none of these people at all. They make no never mind in my life. And when you say shit like that, it leads these people to believe, oh, she wants y'all to do this. And I don't. I like to come on the internet to have fun because I have a very heavy job. So I like to come to the internet and have fun. I don't want to come to the internet and fight with idiots. But Nightish.
Why are you calling? Wait. Why are you calling people idiots?
The people I'm talking about are idiots. Now, if you want to speak on behalf of the idiots on the internet, you go right ahead.
I cannot.
Anyway, go ahead, creative. I'm sorry.
I can't.
I was gonna say the people who be like, don't say this and don't say that. I think they're sensitive as hell.
They're not. They want to
give me an example of what you mean, creative.
Like, you better not talk about my shirt is red because I wore it for a week straight. And then you be like, yo, you wore that red shirt all last week. And they get, I told you not to do that. Now I'm about to go crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those people want you to talk about that shirt. That's why I wear it for a week.
So those people are looking for smoke and
yeah.
What is it?
So
They're looking for
but I know multiple
This
people in this space that
Nightish
disappeared because they sensitive. They had to take a break.
So let me ask Nightish, since Nightish says Chanel wants to smoke. Give me an example of what you mean by that, or tell me what you mean by that.
These people are what creative calls sensitive, and then you call them idiots. And you know they watching because the haters always watch.
They are,
and they're gonna say that bitch talking about me.
I didn't know that.
But
right.
again, Nightish, tell me how I want to smoke. Give me an example.
Because you know they watching, and when you say they idiots, that you know what they saying. I'm gonna have to go over there and say something to her now.
They can say whatever they want. I don't give a damn.
All right.
Now, I said on the smoke show, and I said it then, and I'll say it again. I'm never gonna respond to idiots. I'm not. Now, if I'm on a panel and somebody says something dumb and stupid or whatever the case may be, or they attack me on the panel, then yeah, I'm gonna respond in time, like in well, what's the right word? I'm gonna respond
in the moment.
Right?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna respond to idiots who have shit to say and bump their gums when I'm not around. No, I ain't responding to them.
That makes sense to me. It's mature.
I won't for what? You in a one-sided beef or a one-sided battle with somebody that's done nothing to you. So no, I ain't doing that. So I guess Creative decided she would go on a break and I can't play a video because she's on break and she's in control of this live. So.
We could toast to that, Chanel. We could toast to that. I mean, just being honest, I'm coming for this childish drama-filled bullshit.
Yeah, why would I respond?
Bullshit.
Especially when people have like they do things right. They sit on their live and they make videos about you. But say you're insignificant or you don't matter or you're ugly or you're this, that, and the third. Well, clearly I matter because you continue to make videos about me.
Yeah. And it's like crab in a bucket ass mentality. They see you get up here, you know what I'm saying? They see you try to do a little something different. All of a sudden they got to try to knock it down.
That's a fact.
Yeah, this is wild to me. And it's for nothing. How many people, like 6 people watching right now? They'll get mad at all 6 of those people for watching. That's the kind of weird shit they own. You know, right? It's like,
yeah.
Can we enjoy, I come here to enjoy a show. I come here for a conversation, right? You can keep the clout, you can keep all the rest of the bullshit. I ain't got no interest with really nobody like that online. You know what I'm saying? We all just people. So let's just have some fun. Like you said, let's have some good conversation. Let's have some fun. But the shit turned to something else. And all of a sudden you got people mad at each other for no reason. Really no.
They fake mad though.
Yeah. The people that make videos about Chanel claiming that, oh, she's done this or that, they never say what I actually did. If you notice that. They mad at me and they in a one-sided beef with me, but they can't say Chanel said this, did this, or any of that.
I don't be thinking they mad. I just think it's content.
That's all it is.
This is all that's needed from here is they need to take the best moments and make shorts and then make things it's like 12 to 20 minutes because people don't really watch a lot of long form if they don't watch it live. So all you got to do is make shorts and like 12 to 20 minute little chunks of the best part. It'll be more people will run over here then because people like stuff in small pieces. Except Chanel, she like big snacks.
Shut up. No, but you're absolutely right, Nightish. And it's like they don't have nothing else to do. So
yeah.
So since they don't have nothing to do, some of these people are unemployed, you know what I'm saying? And they don't have nothing to do but make videos. So that's what they do with their time. I'm employed. I'm self-employed and gainfully employed. So I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like chop, chop, chop. I got things to do. Check, check, check. I do.
Yeah.
I got to go
I don't
get a
know
check.
what part of this people is a hater of yours, but when they listen to you say that right now, they're going, she's still talking about me.
You know, and this is the thing. Don't talk about me. I won't talk about you. But it's also more or less the shoe fits. If it fits, wear it. But be clear. I don't have a problem with none of these people. It's like me having it's like they're the ant and I'm the boot. What problem does my boot have with the ant? Nothing. I don't have a problem with you.
And that's what I'm saying.
But you stand no chance against me because I'm the boot and you're the ant. You're irrelevant.
And that's what I'm saying. They just making content and then you calling them ants, telling them they're irrelevant, they unemployed. So you love to smoke.
No, I'm just telling you what I think it is. That's what I'm saying.
And I'm saying that in YouTube, people have fake beefs that have content for some days.
I agree.
They'll just cuss somebody out for the randomest thing. You don't know what it's about. You the individual that they're talking about, have no clue what they're talking about, but they all enraged. And it's just a show they get to yell about, talk crazy about, then they move on to the next person.
Yeah. And it appears that that's happened. It appears that, they got a new whatever with the Mr. Fatty guy. Because it seems like it's a revived beef that I didn't even know existed.
That's old. It's all, whether it's Izzy, whether it's JP, when they start talking about Fatty, it got to be a year or 2 or 3 or 4 ago. And they talked about it in the moment when it happened. So to bring it back up and still have the same energy, it's a dry content era. It's a little spell right here. It ain't nothing happened, controversial. So we have to bring up some old stuff. We didn't already debated all of these things to death.
To death.
To
So
death.
why do you think that the Mr. Fatty guy? Why do you think he's? Because isn't he a bigger content creator? Doesn't he have like more subscribers or whatever? Or maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
No, he has a significant subscriber count, but I just think when it comes to Fatty, he's very polished. His stuff looks very neat and put together. And from the beginning, they were saying bells and whistles don't matter. All he got is a bunch of like AI and this and that. Yeah, but it looks very well. It looks very good. He has super panels where he'll make Chanel a superhero, having a debate versus another lady that's a superhero. He got all the sound effects and all. So if you ever watch one of the shows, we were all together as one. We supposedly Fight Club alumni. At one point, Fatty was running Jay Prince channel.
Really?
What's up, Brownie? Yeah. The Black House was ran by Fatty Ali, Marcus, and all of them.
Oh, I don't know these people, but okay.
Yeah. Well, so all of us now are on different shows. We got our own shows and all this other stuff. The more recent people was like Wish Doctors, kind of new.
Oh, okay.
But in this space, most of us know each other. Beans, Uncle Tom, all of us used to be on Fight Club together.
Oh, okay.
It's probably about 90 of us.
So maybe, because I was trying to figure out, I know Drip was reviewing it earlier, and I was only there for maybe about 35, 45 minutes. And I don't, like I said, I don't know none of these people. I know Izzy, and I don't really know him. Like when I say I don't know them, I don't know them. I've been in his panel before, but I don't even know Mr. Fatty. Like I've never been to his channel, his panel. I don't know none of these people. I never even been to JP's channel or whatever. So
his got shut down, but his used to be the Black House.
Oh, okay.
So after Fight Club, the next biggest thing was Jay Prince channel, the Black House.
Really?
Then when Fatty and JP fell out, Fatty became the next biggest channel.
Oh, so
and out of all of us, Fatty's the only one.
So JP's channel was more popping than Mr. Fatty's? Had more subscribers or whatever?
Well, Fatty was working with JP. Fatty didn't have a channel.
Oh, okay.
Fatty was running Jay Prince channel. And at that time, the Black House was popping. From the beginning to 12-hour shows, it was popping the whole 12 hours.
Tone Ajay says, I remember Fight Club. I stay in the bushes. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I sometimes I'll be in the bushes on some people's channel watching sometimes if I have time. But I honestly, the people's shows that I ever really been to on a regular or consistent, any type of consistent basis, was I used to go to Drip Show all the time, and I used to go to DJ's channel all the time, like almost every day.
Yeah.
And then Izzy's channel, I would go every once in a while. I didn't go every day, but I would go over there like a few times a month. But then sometimes you realize that sometimes people don't value your presence, or they, have a problem with you or whatever the case may be. And you may not even necessarily know that they have a problem with you. So then you like kind of fall back a little bit, but then when you pop back up, they welcome you with open arms. You'd be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting, but I do think there's something to what you were saying earlier when people, kind of leave YouTube for a minute. I wouldn't necessarily say they leave because, of the reasons you were saying, but I would say sometimes you can just get drained, with all of the beef and the drama of it all. And
that's what I was talking about.
People's panels, you getting cussed out left and right and called out your name and all of the things. That shit could be draining. But that's one part of it. The other part of it too is you could get busy in life. You know what I'm saying? You got shit going on in your real life, or you got, work you got to do and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't really have a whole bunch of time for that. But you make time for what's important to you, or what you find, fun. And for a while, I would say a good almost year on DJ's panel, I found it very fun and very entertaining. So I used to go over there a lot,
I never really found YouTube as fun. This is the Coliseum.
Not a Coliseum. You talking about this part of YouTube or that part? This
part of YouTube, all parts of it. They want to see a man fight a lion. They want to see a woman get chewed up. This part of YouTube.
Yeah. Because we moving away. We going to a different part of YouTube. Me and Creative. We not. Tone Ajay says, I be watching Nightish too. Nightish is off the chain. He is. Nightish, if Nightish could stop cussing people out and calling them pussies all the time, then Nightish would have an awesome time. I would love for Nightish to be up here, but he'd be like, let's just be Nightish. If Nightish was a superhero, he would be called the disruptor. He just likes to disrupt shit. You know what I'm saying? You could be having a good ass panel and Nightish like, no, you pussy, shut up, pussy. And I'm just like, Nightish, stop it. Like, I can't. But if he could calm that down, and he's done that this show, so good job, Nightish. But if he could calm that down, then, you know, we would be good to go. Yeah. Brownie said JP's channel was very much popping. I did not know.
I remember it. His channel was popping.
What do y'all consider popping?
Like everybody
there.
Everybody was over there. He was getting cash apps like out the Wu-Yang. Like I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Wow.
But he needs somebody to like coach him through it.
Yes. He needs supervision.
Yes, he does. He does. He needs adult supervision.
But he won't listen to the supervision though. Because listen, he used to be with Anton. Him and Anton had a show together. Fatty and Ali and all of them used to be the people that was running. They kept telling him to stop doing the stuff he was doing. He wouldn't stop. He reminds me of, I'm looking at Adrian Broner right now. He just got to do it. And then he be talking about that's his genuine self, and he can't stop from being a genuine. Well, your genuine self sucks, Jay Prince. Stop being him.
Yeah, that's true. Other than that, he'd be all right. He'd be entertaining.
I mean, he definitely is entertaining, but you know, he talks so much shit. It's just like you never know what you're gonna get. But Nightish, do you think that the people that were there when you were there or whatever, do you and the people that fell out with him, do you feel like those people, like you said, him and Anton had a show, do you think that it was because they were just using him because his show was popping or he was hotter at the time or whatever?
I was listen. Him and Anton had a show together where Anton said, if I was dying in the hood, would you call the ambulance or the police? And JP went, no, because that's snitching.
Yeah, I see what y'all dealing with. I ain't got nothing else
So
to
this
say.
man is on a show with a man who got him popping even more because Anton is popping even to this day. In fact, Anton got more whatever than Fatty got. And that man told him, I'll let you die.
Damn.
Pretty much. I'm not calling no police. I'm not calling
1-800 Savage. Okay. 1-800 Brownie, are you in my city yet? I know you said you was gonna be here on Tuesday, so I was just wondering if you here yet. That's crazy. The reason that I was asking you, Nightish, if you think that they were using him because
he was using them.
I've never been to any of these people's channels, even JP's channel when he had one. But if you have a 10-minute conversation with him, you can tell he's not all the way there. He's not a cerebral human being, right? So if you know that he's not, and you do shows with him and he's your partner in crime or whatever, you have to be using him because you know it's like you're having a conversation with a 10-year-old. He doesn't have a high level of intellect. So that's why I was thinking that maybe
I think it's mutual. I think he's using you, and I guess you could be using him, but he be on everybody's channel dominating their channel. If he was up here right now, y'all couldn't talk.
Yeah, that's why he came over
on
our channel.
When he came, when he was allowed to come over here, we did like set the thing like, yo, we're not having that. And he this is what I've learned about him on the few times where I've seen him be like reviewed or he's been on other people's panels. He will shut up if you tell him. You know, like if you like,
he'll go along a little bit.
Be quiet. He'll be cooperative. But at the sign that he feels like anyone's attacking him, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna have that. All bets are off. He's gonna be like, you dumb bitch, I'll hit you in your jaw. And then it's over.
You'll be just like, the show got to go in the garbage now. Because he just throw the whole shit away.
yeah. Throw all of it away. Yeah. But he can be like when he a few shows ago. He was on. It was just me, him, and Creative before it went left. That's the show we were talking about the food or whatever, and we had a good like ending of the show. I think Mr. Stanley came up and all that, right? He didn't cuss nobody out. We had a good show, but it's because you set the expectation of like this is not what we're doing. You know what I mean? And I also do think that he, on some level, will allow a man to correct him or to kind of like he'll respect a man before he respects a woman. That's just how I feel about it. From what I've observed of his behavior. Mr. McKinnon says, oh, hold on, wait. Brownie says, I ain't raising my voice. He be mad. Right. You can't yell at people. She also says, I be putting him in the back. Oh, he comes to your show, Miss Brownie? I didn't know that. Okay.
He's going to dominate whatever show he goes to.
Yeah, he tries
to. And you know what? I feel like the people shows that I've been on, when he does come on, and to your point, Nitish, they allow him to dominate the show. It's almost like they roll out the red carpet because Jay Prince has arrived.
Yeah.
Like they'll let him dominate the show. They allow that. You know what I'm saying? But then they have a problem with Chanel saying something condescending. But you'll let him come up there
not really.
and dominate your show, talk crazy to you, cuss the women out, tell them they black bitches and that they got a womb that can't ever have a baby, all kinds of crazy shit.
And then cry,
The woman.
Wait. And then he cries when somebody said that he was eating what is it? He was sucking the Tide Pods or something.
Right, yeah. And it's like he can say all this egregious shit, and y'all cool with it. It's not a problem. But let Chanel say something condescending, and you know what? It's got to be a 4-hour FBI investigation. Call Channel 2 News. Chanel is on the panel being condescending. Like, shut up. Fuck out of here with that dumb shit. Like, I can't.
I believe all these personalities are needed. Condescending, nice girl, all of them. It's just balance it out.
Yeah.
I don't believe nobody should be silent. But yeah, you have to restrain Jay Prince when he's on your channel. Maybe you have to drop him in the back and tell him these are the rules and repeat it over and over again. But yeah, he's a wild cat, and they like that.
Yeah, he's a wild horse.
So Tone Alger says this sector likes to argue for fun.
Yeah.
That's a whole fact. Mr. McKinnon says that's why I can't do live, because I refuse to speak over someone to be heard, and because most people want to talk, I barely get a word in. Yeah, that's true. Brownie says yes, but one thing about JP is he will be mad in a moment, but he will get over it. And that's why I was like, he can come to our channel, and I'm never like that mad at anybody on the internet that I can't move forward with them. Like, even not only on the internet, but in real life, I can move forward with anybody for the most part.
And if I'm not on what you on, I'm not going to be what you on at no point. If I got to do something in a moment to get you up off me, I'm going to do that. But I'm not going to be walking around every day like, I'm mad at such and such if I see such and such. Never in my life.
Right.
It's not that serious, right?
Yes, not at all.
I'm not giving.
I'm not gonna be mad at Creative Solutions because she actively gonna say I didn't say hi to her and then talking to me about dating. I'm not gonna even say nothing about her dating.
The shade.
You're not gonna say nothing about it. Yeah, she wants to date Nitish. Yes. No, she doesn't. I'm joking. I'm joking. Nitish could be Creative's father, so no, she doesn't want to date him.
My daughter's a grown-ass woman now.
Right. So that's why she doesn't want to date you, because your daughter's grown. She's probably your daughter's age.
She's younger than my daughter, if I'm not mistaken.
See? So there's that.
That's nothing.
That don't mean nothing?
Not at all.
Oh, okay. Anyway, we want to push play, Creative, so we can finish watching the video.
We don't know exactly what happened to Gary Sr. or
so this
what
is
sort
the
of condition
this
he's
is the
in now.
So wait. This is the man that had all the kids?
No, that's the granddaddy, I think.
That's the granddaddy. They don't want to help pay for
his health care. This is a different type of ugly.
So they gonna let him go. They gonna let him go because he's not senile. and because we locked you up, we gotta pay for your care, and we don't want to pay for it. The fuck?
Listen.
Why don't they just drive him to the forbidden zone and leave him there?
Yep.
You can't have this
No,
man
but I
that wants
want him-
regular society.
I want him to stay in jail regardless of whatever's going on. I feel like just like the ER would do, which is stabilize you and then put you back where you go. Like
Because of his looks?
no. I stopped
Not
it. I
because
want
of
her
his
to-
looks and what he
Because his medical-
was a part of. You know.
That's what I'm asking. He's a part of these kids that was captured.
Yes, he needs to be held
okay.
accountable. But the
Okay.
court and the system saying that we can't afford to take care of him, so we gonna let him go, and he's
Lock
not
him up
senile enough.
anyway.
Huh?
Lock him up anyway. Keep him locked up.
Yeah. Mhm. But he's a different type of ugly. Which way? Who is he looking at? Is what I want to know.
You
We're
and
not gonna
creative.
do that. There's people who are cross-eyed out here.
No, but there's not. I'm not talking about everybody that's cross-eyed. I'm talking about him. He allowed children, 16 of them, to be abused and neglected for however many years. So I'm gonna talk about him, creative. You don't have to join in.
Oh, so it's a whole crew of them. These 4 people that's bouncing in the back.
Yes.
Granddad, grandma, and whoever
Yes.
it is.
And
Okay,
the mom,
okay.
yes, yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't give a shit about him being sick. Leave his sick ass in prison or in jail and let him wait.
Or,
wait for you.
or put him in a chair or hit him with the needle, whichever
Oh
is
my
the
God.
cheapest.
Well, we got to give him the he has to at least go to court. He has the right to that. So let him go to court. But I don't think he should be let out to go live in the comfort of his home and watch Jeopardy on TV while the other people have to sit in jail. No. Or while those other children are trying to get, nursed back to health. No, he don't deserve to be in any type of comfort. Sorry, not sorry.
What ages was the 16 kids?
I don't know. That's a good question.
From 1 all the way to 18 or 19.
Oh yeah, lock them under the jail.
Yeah. And never let their ass out. Ever. But go ahead, creative. You can push play.
Except that he has sought medical treatment. There's also been an order for his competency to be evaluated. Here's his attorney again.
Frankly, I've seen what you've seen, which is I saw it appears that he has limited mobility. My understanding is that he had difficulty hearing. It also seemed they had difficulty understanding the judge. So I have some of the same concerns that anyone else might have.
And he got a
person
hunch.
whose competence might be in question. As anyone who knows anything about the law knows, the very first step is to ensure that your client is competent. You can't move forward otherwise. So one of the basic tenets of my criminal defense of Mr. Siders is going to make sure that he's competent to even stand trial, let alone any of the other defenses we
this
might
is the
raise.
bullshit. Push
So
play.
I guess the short answer
I
is
mean,
no. I
push
haven't been
play.
able to talk to him yet. I don't know.
This is that bullshit. This is lawyer tactics 101, especially a defense attorney. We got to make sure he's competent to stand. It's like, fuck out of here. He was competent enough to put his food in his own mouth.
They
He
do
was
that for
competent
white
enough
folks.
To,
They do that for white folks.
Yeah, it's like, stop it. They want to put out a narrative, even though he hasn't met his client yet, according to him. I haven't met my client yet, but we need to make sure he's competent to stand trial. But I haven't even met him yet. Wouldn't you have to meet somebody before you make that claim that you like? It's like me saying I'm going to defend creative. I'm gonna put creative in this. Me saying that I have to defend Nightish, but I ain't never met Nightish. But I'm gonna
Wait, you don't want to put creative in it, but you're gonna put me in it. See,
Yeah, I'll
that's
put
that
you in it.
bullshit right there. See,
Go ahead, put me
that's
in
what I'm
it,
saying.
Chanel. Put
Okay,
me in it.
so we'll say I've never met creative, but I'm her defense attorney in this egregious case,
Yes.
right? I've never met her, but I want to put out there that I need to, we need to assess if she's competent to stand trial. Well, wouldn't you say we need to assess that after you've actually talked to them?
No, I want you
No,
to be lawyering.
absolutely
I want you
would.
to be lawyering once they mention my name. So you're defending Nightish? Yes, and we have to make sure
now
he's
we can put you
competent to
back
be
in
able to. No, I'm talking about myself. I can always talk about me.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Excuse me, ma'am. How dare you? Listen, I want him to be defending me once they mention my name. He doing the right thing.
I'm not saying
As far as your lawyer,
I'm not saying that he's not doing what he's supposed to as a defense attorney.
yeah.
I'm calling out the bullshit. I'm calling out that if you're going to make that claim that we need to, make sure he's competent to stand trial, you need to at least have spoken to him first. You can say this person needs to be assessed by a psychiatrist. You can say this person needs to have an assessment by a social worker. You can say this person needs to be assessed by a doctor before we can make determination of whether or not he can be, you know, competent to stand trial. But if you think the person is competent, why would you even say that? Why would you assume or want the public to assume that they're not even competent? Why would you think that?
As an excuse. That's why when he said, he had a bit of a smile on his face, as he still has now, because he understands that y'all gonna think like that. You ain't even meant that. He understands that y'all thinking that. But as a good attorney, he's supposed to be saying, I don't know if Jay Prince is psychologically there. We got to get an analysis, and we need all kind of testing. And say as soon as you say the name. Yeah, that's good lawyering.
He's doing that. But think about how many cases where people are going to be prosecuted or charged with something that the attorney comes out and says, well, we don't even know if my client is competent to stand trial. The first thing they want to say is that this person is competent. But the reason he's saying that is because you want to paint a picture that these people don't have the IQ level to know the difference between right and wrong. That's essentially what he's saying.
Exactly. And if you smart people, you would want to go to a crazy house versus jail, because they're not going to keep you in a crazy house that long.
It depends. It depends on what the judge says. Now, if the judge orders him to stay and be reprimanded to the behavioral health center, hospital, whatever, for the remainder of his life, then he'll be there for the remainder of his life. But if the judge says for the time, so if the judge is saying that this person is found incompetent to stand trial, but they are guilty of something, then they could say they're sentenced to whatever hospital for 5 years or 10 years or however long, you know what I'm saying? And then they can get out. But yeah, I mean, it would be a better, I've worked in psych hospitals, so it's definitely a better situation than jail. But I can tell you, it's almost just the same as jail. It's just that you don't get locked away. Like, they're not closing no doors. It's not like Terminator where Sarah Connor is in there and they lock the door. It's not like that. And it's not like that for safety purposes. So they don't want you in there unaliving yourself and none of that. And usually you're in there with a roommate.
So I think the lawyer wants to get you to a crazy house for you to learn the difference between good and bad, and maybe you can get that done in 2 years or 5 years versus locking you up forever because what you did was some of the most heinous crap a human being could do.
Yeah, I think even though they've done something super egregious to their own children, allegedly, they still not going to jail for the rest of their life. I would be shocked.
They should.
No, I think they will. They will throw the book at them. Because what if they have an account for every child? They're gonna throw an account on them. They're gonna be locked up.
They could, but I'm just saying. I worked for Child Protective Services for many years, and I never saw one person go to jail with abuse or neglect ever. The only person I ever saw get convicted, and I had left by the time they got convicted, was a child death of a 3-year-old. And even then, I had been working on that case for probably like 5 or 6 months. But by the time, I had left, and so somebody else got the case. But I still was calling and checking, and eventually they got sent to prison. But I don't think they got life. So, and that's in a child death. And that still took, because I remember I would be calling the coroner's office like every 2 weeks that's when I realized, because I never had a child death before that. But that's when I realized that it's not CSI, right? It's not that there's actual hundreds of thousands of people die every day, right? In a city. So it's not like, oh, well, this 3-year-old, y'all should prioritize her. She's in order, right? Even though I had a report that said she had a lacerated, liver and all these different things, I clearly can use my brain and use deductive reasoning to say they unalived this child. It's just a fact, right? She's 3 years old. But even though I can use my deductive reasoning and my logic to say that these people clearly did this to this child, it didn't even matter. It didn't even matter. I still had to talk to those parents as if they did nothing wrong. I still had to send them to parenting classes and all kinds of things. The only thing I could do was try to protect the living child and say that, no, you can't have visitation. Ask the court to order them to not have visitation, ask the court to order them to not be able to do X, Y, Z. But I still had to talk to them like they were regular people, like as if I didn't know that they unalived their own 3-year-old.
That's bureaucracy, right?
Yep. So to me, this is my anecdotal experience, but I still have friends that work for Child Protective Services, and you would be shocked at how much egregious things happen and people never get charged criminally for it, for what they do to children. They never, when it's a media case, which is what this is, a media case, then you stand a higher chance of somebody being charged. Y'all remember that Andrea Yates lady? Remember she drowned all her kids or whatever?
Yeah.
That's a media case. Then the judge is, in my opinion, pressured to arrest those people. But a lot of times they do all kinds of egregious shit. You think that they sending them to prison and charging them criminally when they break their child's arm? No, they're not. They're not. So that's why when I see this type of stuff, I'm like, these people not going to, I'm not saying they won't go to jail. I just don't see them getting life in prison, which usually is like 20 years or 30 years. If they do, maybe. Hooray, hooray. But I don't see that happening. Go ahead, Creative. You can push play.
Anything other than what everyone else has seen, which is what happened at the arraignment, what took place there, et cetera, et cetera.
So the defense has been hard at work getting Gary Sr. out on bond and working to determine his competency as Elizabeth's team put in a request for a bond modification. On top of all of this, all the defense attorneys involved in this case are combing through the evidence they have, which, according to Dorian Baum, is very little discovery so far.
We have gotten so little from the state at this point. As has been reported, we've already filed for discovery. We're asking for the state to provide it to us. I've had some minimal communications with the state, but from what I've seen, to be perfectly blunt, when I see a press conference where the state AG is making these hyperbolic, extravagant statements about what he saw, where the sheriff is talking about livestock, is just simply, it's beyond disingenuous, frankly. It appears to me, from what I understand, that these people are really just trying to criminalize poverty and an extremely impoverished family.
So that's the house the kids was kept in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can go ahead.
As many people in the media have already noted and have already discovered, the kids who have been described as feral, been described as illiterate, it's my understanding that as the internet does what it does, it's come out that these older kids had social media pages, Facebook pages, Snapchat pages, which speaks to a couple of things. Number one, if they're so illiterate, how are they posting things online? Number two, if these are kids who are trapped in this place, how are they able to have? Typically, when you see cases where people are trapped or they're not allowed to go do things freely, they're not given internet access, they're not given social media pages. Furthermore, I've seen the inside of this house. I'm pretty sure that the state AG did not see the inside of this house, because when he was making these descriptive statements about what he saw or what he smelled, I'm going to go ahead and guess that he was getting that secondhand from a number of people. And I think for him to come out and again make these hyperbolic statements without himself being really a part of it was just frankly inappropriate.
Gary Sr.'s attorney has also made note of a potential grand jury proceeding, which defendants have a right to. But in such a small county as Vinton, it's complicated.
The grand jury is a secret process. We do not disclose specifics on that. We hope to be having information for that within the next couple of weeks. What I will tell you is this is not Franklin County, who has grand juries every day practically.
Can you pause it again for a second? Is he the prosecutor?
I can't tell. I don't think so.
So the first attorney we saw is helping the family, right?
Yes, that's the attorney for the family.
Is he also helping the family?
No, I think he's talking about how the grand juries and how.
So that's what I'm saying. Is he the prosecutor?
Might be.
Okay, go ahead.
Which is why the preliminary hearing issue came up, is because we don't have grand jury that often, and by right, the defendants have the ability to have that hearing.
As the prosecution and defense fight back and forth about the details of this case, there's one thing they can all agree on. This was not a case of human trafficking.
I know some of the people have been talking about the possibility of a human trafficking ring. That's not what this is. That is not what this is. So it's not like you have kids from all over creation that have been trafficked through that is distinctly not what this situation is.
And while the defense argues the conditions of the home couldn't have been as deplorable as they're being made out to be, the attorney general stands by his comments.
I think all of us throughout our careers in public safety and in criminal justice have been in some pretty bad seats. as far as just conditions. This probably was the worst scene that I've been in as far as the deplorable conditions. There's a search warrant. There's a secondary search warrant going on right now out of the property to continue the investigation. It's my understanding that it may not even be safe for our deputies and the agents to go into certain places of the house because again, it's just deplorable conditions you cannot even imagine people being in, let alone children living in.
On June 7th, all 4 defendants waived their rights to preliminary hearings. The next step in this case is expected to be the grand jury hearing, though we're not sure when that will take place as it's secret. I'm just going to come out and say this case is crazy. There's so much going on and truly so much to unpack. And we walked you all through it, the facts as we have them right now. But here's the moment you guys have all been waiting for. The expert guest who knows this case inside and out. It's Law and Crime's very own host of Crime Fix, Anjanette Levy. Anjanette, I think this is your first time on Scandal. Thank you for coming on.
I think it is my first time. Thank you for having me. It's this will be really fun that we get to unpack this together.
Yeah, I'm so excited because we're coworkers. I've known you for years, but you are really the one who is spearheading this case. I mean, you're the one who's on top of all of it. And interestingly, I'm sure a lot of our viewers know you are out of Ohio. You're from Ohio. So my first question for you is, can you explain this area for me in Ohio?
Yeah, definitely. So Vinton County is a rural area. It's very beautiful for people who don't know. It's very green down there. Lots of, some lakes and things of that nature. There's not a lot of people who live there. The population's around 13,000, maybe a little less. But it's a beautiful area, but it's also an area that's pretty poor. It's down kind of in Appalachia. And there are a lot of hardworking, good people who live down there. But there are also a lot of people who struggle to make ends meet. So I actually went to summer camp down there when I was in junior high once. I had one summer camp excursion ever in my whole life, and it was in Vinton County, and it was beautiful down there. So it's a really interesting area.
It seems very picturesque, but to your point, especially since I've kind of dove into this case, it
I
does
know
seem
about
a very small
picturesque.
area that maybe not the most amount of money in the county. And then to see something of this, I mean, I know that you've worked in news for years. You covered literally thousands of cases across the country and world. Have you ever come across anything like this?
Well, I've come across a lot of cases where children have been found, living in awful, horrific conditions. However, I've not come across a case where they went in and discovered 16 children who apparently belong to one set of parents in one room. It's been described as 12 by 12. They said that was an estimate. And they claim these kids were in a room where there was feces, that there were flies and cockroaches, that type of thing. So I have covered cases and really horrific, awful child endangering cases. But I haven't covered one where they came out and said, yeah, we went in and we found 16 children ranging in age from 1.5 to 18. And they're all in the same room. And nobody knew they were there. The law enforcement agents and the attorney general claims that they talked to the neighbors, and the neighbors didn't know there were kids living there, which is stunning to me, because if you have kids, you know that it's hard to keep them still for long at all. You would think these kids might be out in the neighborhood running around, riding bikes, and there was even a bike that we saw in one of the photos from outside.
I think I had healthy kids, but new kids are not like old kids. When we were younger, we couldn't wait to get outside. These new kids is on their Roblox and
no, they be outside too.
and-
They be outside.
Not like that.
They be doing
It's so
mischievous
listen, creative.
things, though, but they be
Creative. It's
outside.
so bad that people make an announcement about being outside. Back when I was younger, nobody would ever say we outside because everybody was outside.
Right.
Yeah.
It wouldn't
right.
make no sense to say we outside.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, since people think it's not no residue from that the vid. It's people still wearing masks. It's people still ordering stuff with a mask on. They still using bleach to wash it off. Listen, they getting prepared for the next vid. So all this about everybody's outside, that is not the case. And my sons, one is a football player, the other one is very outdoorsy, but he don't like to be like outside. He like to be in the woods or something. But if you're not doing that, that boy don't go outside. They've been there playing Roblox and Call of Duty and GTA and I don't know why they never went outside, but my kids never even thought about talking about going outside. My daughter or my sons.
What I don't understand is how you have a 1-year-old and how do you keep them quiet?
You cannot.
That's
But
the thing.
it's about the child though.
How
I
do
know
you
some
keep a
1-year-olds,
newborn baby
they
from
just
crying?
cool. Have you
I
ever
just
met
think
a
so
1-year-old or 2-year-old that was just cool?
Yeah,
They was already
quiet.
themselves.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
usually because they're addicted to meth.
Addicted to what?
They were born and they were already addicted to something. Yep, I've seen children like that when I work for Tropical.
No, that's not always the case, Chanel.
I didn't say
Yeah, I'm not
always.
talking.
I've seen
Yes,
1, 2,
always.
and 3-year-olds
I'm
that
not
were
talking about no
quiet. They
meth
would sit
addiction.
down. They would
I
say
didn't say
nothing.
always creative. I'm just saying I've seen children, and the ones that I had on my caseload that were quiet, it's because their parents were addicted to something, which is why
Okay.
they were in our custody.
Yeah, I'm talking about people that are not addicted to nothing. They just got a cool little baby that's
Yeah.
already themselves.
My little cousin was like that. I know.
Eyes wide open, look like if they could talk, they'll have a whole conversation with you. And it's a brand new baby. They're looking at you like, wait a minute, what is your head tilted like? You know
That's
something
because
already.
they've
You
been
just
here
got
before.
here.
They've been here before. Mm-hmm. They reincarnated. That's creative would say. Mm-hmm.
I do believe in that. But let's go.
You know.
At the house, but it appears that nobody really knew that children were living in this home, at least from what we've been told thus far.
That to me is so crazy because I picture my childhood street and I remember there was one family that we called a big family and they had 4 daughters and that was a big family, quote unquote.
Right.
So to have 16 kids and essentially keep them hidden away so that the neighbors don't even know they're there, that is crazy. I'm just going to say it. And okay, so I have a lot of questions about this case. And let's start with the search warrant because you and I were talking before we were recording, but I want all of our viewers to know about this. So there's been some like misconception about what led to the search warrant, why it was served. There's some reports about the indecent exposure with Gary Jr. But can you explain, do we even know why the search warrant was served in the first place?
Yeah, we don't. It's really kind of wild because the Vinton County Sheriff's Office, and they were being assisted by the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation, which is not uncommon in that area because these are smaller law enforcement agencies. They got a search warrant and they went there to investigate and look for evidence of some sort of crime. And I think because these 4 misdemeanor public indecency counts were filed against Gary Jr. on the same date the search warrant was executed, people kind of thought, oh, it's related to that. I've been told it's not part of that misdemeanor case, that this is something else. What that something else is, I wish I could tell you.
Hold on, you could get a misdemeanor for peeing in public?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's public.
That's public indecency.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Why are you rocking back and forth like that, young lady?
Nothing. What the hell? So you get a misdemeanor for that?
Yeah.
Yes, it's public indecency. You can't be having your Peter out in public, ma'am.
Like some people like to do it outside. If they get caught, yeah, that's a crime.
It's public indecency. Yep.
I don't know because the search warrant affidavit, that's the document they supply to the judge in order to say, look, we have probable cause. You need to give us the warrant. That's sealed. The search warrant is also sealed. I have the order sealing both of these documents.
Why?
Nobody knows why they went there. But what we do know is that when they went in to serve the search warrant and to execute the search warrant, they were surprised when they found these children all kind of huddled, I guess, in a room together. So that was not something they expected to find when they went into the house. So the initial investigation, why they went to the home, that remains a mystery. And who was the target of that investigation, that also remains a mystery.
So question marks still there, why they went there in the first place. But to your point, it was a shock for them to come into this home. You said it was a 12 by 12 room. That's what the AG said too. 12 by 12 room. They've been compared to living in poorer conditions than
Do you know how small a
that
12
some of
by
these children
12
are
room
feral.
is?
That's one of the quotes. We actually have the soundbite in this episode.
And even if they
And
babies, 16 people in a 12 by 12 room?
A 12 by 12.
They all on top of
that's
each other.
12 feet, right? By 12 feet. That's pretty big. That's a big room.
No, it's not pretty big, Craig. What? Are you serious that you think a 12 by 12 room with 16 people is pretty big?
Not for 16 people, but for a room, it's pretty big.
No, it's not.
Okay.
12 by 12?
Mm-hmm.
That's tiny.
Mm-hmm.
My room is 13 by 16. It's kind of small, but it's okay. But 12 by 12? So if these kids, they said from 1 to 18 years old, 16 of them. The shoulder width is probably about 30 inches. I mean, they could be in there, but we have to be sleeping on pallets. You couldn't have 16 beds in a 12 by 12 room.
No, you can't.
Because a bed is 6 feet or whatever. So 2 beds, let's see, how many beds could fit, oh, let me see, maybe if you're talking about full-size beds, they couldn't fit in there either.
Maybe one, they could fit one big bed or king size.
So let's go full-size bunk beds for 16 people. That would have to be 8 bunk. That wouldn't fit in there either.
I think, well, for a room, 12 by 12 is pretty big or decent. That's a decent size room.
But you talking about 16 people?
But not for 16 people, no.
Yeah. If
So
it's just you,
so if you say that creative, it almost sounds like what you're saying is, oh, well, that's a big room, and it's like you have to put it in.
Oh, I know, but if you're talking about just the room,
if we're on the HGTV looking for house hunters, then yes, you could say that's a pretty big room. But and we're talking about children stuck in a room.
Then no, that's not. Yeah, it's not that.
Yeah.
and that's why I'm saying if they are
You
in
need to have like
full-size
3 or
beds,
4 of them, 3 or 4 rooms about that size.
maybe even if they in twin-size beds, because you got to think about the width of it. So that's still 12 by 12.
Do we really think these people had beds? I don't even think
That's all
they
I'm
had
saying, creative.
Yeah, they were sleeping on pallets on the floor. It had to be.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
But I think
Imagine
they're
the
using the
3.
bunk beds as a reference to the space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. But
Because
imagine
all
the-
beds are 6 foot or more. So if you think about 12 by 12, you couldn't have a bed in front of each other.
Mhm.
No, even if they was like twin size, because the width of a twin size is probably about 4 feet. So 3 twin sizes, that's 12.
Don't even try to make sense of it.
Yeah, you couldn't fit no beds in there.
Mm-mm.
But these people look like they don't go outside, like they live in a cave or something. Even the young ones look, it is no light. They're like they're not getting no sun.
Somebody said it right here. They look like they look like cannibalism.
But they said that the place where they from is like the Appalachian Mountains, and you hear the worst about the Appalachians.
I heard the complete worst. I don't even want to.
What's the worst? I never heard.
It's like a
Go
sundown
ahead,
town.
Ramesh, give her
They
the
sleep
rundown.
with their sisters. It's all the horrible things you hear about, like rednecks and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's like they're in a primitive time. They say don't be caught in the Appalachians.
Oh.
They have what you call hollers that they live in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if these people, but that what they just showed us don't look like no Appalachian stuff to me. That just look like a miskept property.
Yeah. Creative, you can't leave if you're in charge of the video, ma'am.
Or will you leave? Just turn the video on, because we know that the show is more important than us anyway. And she didn't completely left.
Mm-hmm. She probably went to the kitchen to get a snack.
Look at all these. I mean, these people look very well kept, professional. Like, shows is going on, nice backdrops.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about these savages over here that's in these gray clothes, look like they from the 50s or something, that has 16 kids that nobody ever saw.
It's horrible. It's horrible. I want to know what's inside that affidavit and that warrant arrest. That's what I want to know. And I want to know, why is it a sealed affidavit?
Yeah, because who are these people?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because
all that stuff should be public.
Mm-hmm. So unless the granddaddy, the one they had in the photo, is a spy, or he worked for the FBI or something like that, he has some sort of top clearance, I don't know why we can't know.
That's a cold spy.
I don't know what would be the reason for you making it to where the public can't know why you were even going to the house.
Now,
because think about it like this: if this lady has 16 children, and one of them's 18, that would mean for the past 18 years or so, she's been pregnant every
year. Yeah.
So how is it that this person, if this person is a significant human being in society, meaning they're connected to the government in some way, how they could watch this and say nothing? And then why you would protect that person to the point where you putting it behind, you shielding it where the public can't know why you were there. What's the purpose of your reason to send the police there? And y'all just stumbled upon 16 children in this house? Mm-mm. If you knew anything about this person, then you would know that something else. I don't know. It just seems like if it doesn't add up, there's a lie somewhere. But anyway, go ahead, creative push play.
I wanted to ask you about this too, because there's been reports, the attorney general went on record and said those things, you know, like some of these children can't even speak. But then you spoke to the attorney for Gary Sr., who said, okay, some of these kids have social media. So what can you tell me about the condition of the kids that we know?
Yeah, I mean, their level of literacy and their ability to speak. I'm not so sure we have a definitive answer on that. Some of the older children do have social media accounts. You know, the oldest child is 18, and then there's a 17-year-old, and if you do the math, the ages go down from there. And so I found social media accounts for what I believe are at least 3 of the older children. Definitely the 2 oldest children. And so there's not a lot of writing, if you will, typing regarding these kids. But there are a couple of posts here and there on these accounts where they're talking to somebody else. Somebody also shared some screen grabs of private messages between some of the children, the older children, and somebody else, a so-called internet boyfriend, whatever that means, somebody from overseas who was allegedly an internet boyfriend of the older girl, but they have since broken up. And, you know, that could be a voice to text type message. We don't know.
Oh, right.
We don't know how those messages were, you know, initiated or whatever. But there is one that does appear to show one of the girls speaking, saying one word. So I think there are some questions about, okay, can they all really speak? Are they semi-literate? But we know they weren't in school. So they weren't getting any type of official public schooling that we know of. But that's neither here nor there. The kids were in a house, allegedly, kept confined in a house. I'm told they weren't like chained to the wall or anything like that. This is the defense attorney's contention for Gary Sr.
Mm-hmm.
He said he's seen nothing that makes this sound like a so-called house of horrors. But I mean, come on, we've got kids that they said were kept in a room and that there was feces in there. They've got flies on them. They had to be rushed to the hospital. And then some of them, one of them at least, had to be intubated. All of these kids have since been released from the hospital, thank goodness. So we still don't know their level of literacy, or whether or not they are indeed, some of them developmentally disabled, and how bad a shape they were actually in. I mean, were they eating? Were they being fed?
Right.
These are the key questions that we need answers to.
I mean, yeah. And to your point, no reports here that they're chained up, that this is like a horror movie scenario.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if they were living among feces, at the very least, that's unsanitary. That could lead to, disease,
Yes.
infection,
Yes.
illness, so many really, really difficult things. And I guess this leads into my next question too, is we've talked about this county is, very small in terms of population. Where do these kids go from now? Because they all need to be placed somewhere safe. And I will say that the attorney general, the prosecuting attorney, everyone has said the number one thing here is that the kids are safe. Like that's our number one goal. So what happens to the kids now?
Well, the kids, from everything I understand, have been placed in foster care. And whether those are families in Benton County, maybe they've gotten some assistance from surrounding counties, we don't know. That information is always kept private when children are placed with specific families and things like that. But it was certainly going to place a strain on the social services agencies there in that small county. So it's our understanding these children have all been placed with some type of foster families. There are times when they will find family members who they believe are suitable to care for children. But we're talking 16 children here, and some of them are toddlers. That's a lot to take care of. The older children may require a little less, direct hands-on care. But when you've got little kids running around, that's a lot. And we're talking 16 kids. So we're told they're all safe and in good places. But certainly placing 16 children, I think even in a bigger county would still be a challenge.
Yeah. And you're right. There's different levels here. I mean, the younger kids, maybe they're not even potty trained at this point.
Right.
We don't know the various levels of whatever. So that it is tough. It's great to hear that they're all in safe places now.
What?
But I guess the next question too, we've talked about how there are 16 victims here, but there's another question mark if potentially there's a 17th. And by
Wait,
that, I mean Elizabeth. Okay, so this is the mother. She has been charged, but there's
What Naish?
She's a victim.
Oh, they're saying she's a victim?
She's the 17th, or what she just said.
No, she's the mother.
Yeah, but she says she's the 17th victim.
Do y'all think she could be a victim?
Yes. I do.
Nightish, do you?
She looked like one.
But she just looks like she's been crying, you know. But
If you having a baby every year and your babies are sitting in feces and trash and you just sitting there watching that,
I can't.
So one could make the argument, I'm not making this argument, but one could make the argument that how can you be protective of your children if you are being abused?
so that's why she's the 17th.
Right. Possibly, allegedly.
Allegedly. No, not allegedly. She just said the 17th. Possible 17th.
Right. So I do think that is definitely possible that you can't be protective if you know you're in danger as well. But I just don't know. Listen, there's a book that if y'all read, I don't know if y'all like to read, but there's a book called, I think it's called A Boy Called It. That's the first and only book I've ever read in one day.
Is that like a short little book? My son has it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a tearjerker, but it's real. And so that can kind of give you perspective on what some children go through and how a parent could watch that is beyond, or do that to their own child is crazy to me. And there's a documentary, I believe it's on Netflix, and I forget what it's called, but it's about this little, I feel like he's like a 6-year-old boy. He's Spanish. And about how many times CPS was called on the family that was abusing him. And he ended up dying. And they call into account all of the case managers and the child protective services that were supposed to, go out and check on this child and never did. Not in any real way.
Where I'm at, if you call CPS too much, you're going to jail. The child calls CPS on you too many times, they're taking you to jail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
I feel like this also happened in California. I feel like, but I could be wrong about that. But anyway, go ahead, push play creative.
There's a question mark as to whether she is a victim here too, because as we've reported, you were the one who found this. 15 years old when she got married. She had to go across state lines into West Virginia to get married, which is interesting to say the least. She's pretty much had kids almost every single year since then. She's now 33 years old. And her brother has gone online and said, I believe she was indoctrinated. What can you tell us about the Elizabeth of it all?
Yeah, so that's what we know is that Elizabeth, she grew up in Gallia County. That's a neighboring county to Vinton. And again, a county that's in Appalachia, that is rural. It's not a wealthy county.
Oh, it's in the
She
Appalachians.
grew up in a family. It's my understanding she met Gary Jr. and his family. They were all living in the same mobile home park years ago. Her brother, one of her older brothers, said that Elizabeth was indoctrinated.
Young Riaz got smoke with you, Chanel?
I don't think so.
Why'd you say hi to creative?
I don't know. A lot of people come on here and say only how to creative, but I think it's because they come in on her channel.
Hey, Young Riaz.
Young Riaz, are you looking at the show right now? Because Chanel is here.
And Nightish is here. Nightish wants to be.
I'm irrelevant. I've been told that. Creative, you 35, right?
Damn. Okay. Yes.
So you older than my daughter. My daughter don't turn 35 until October 19th.
Can I say something? Why, when I was making a thumbnail for this show, I put Creative's photo in there, and Gemini spit out, we cannot use photos of minors.
For real? It did? For me?
I don't know what's going on with Chanel and Canva, but why you got the faces doing this?
That's me.
No, Nightish is disgusting, though.
Nightish, what's wrong with the photos?
I mean, why are they doing this?
Because she likes movement in the background.
It's just for animation purposes. That's it.
People had already told her, not Nightish, but I think it was Chocolate and another person that was on our panel. They were like, that's super distracting, but nonetheless, she is going to do whatever the hell she wants to do. I know people think Chanel's in charge, the creative by Chanel. No.
Hold on. Nightish, we have the little swirlies in the background and water moving, and
I'm just telling you what the people said. The people said
I have
that
the
it's
primordial ooze behind me.
See?
But this thing popping in and out.
No. No.
Is this really distracting though?
That's what the people said, creative, but you ain't listening. Creative
Like some people have, I forget what they call that. This would bother them.
Yeah. It's a I don't want to call it a disorder, but it certainly can disrupt.
I think it is a disorder that the people have when they too much movement and too much stuff going on, throws them off.
Sort of. So some people have a seizure disorder, and so like they have blinking lights or too much activity can like disrupt. Yeah.
But creative don't care.
Creative is sitting there and could care two shits about what these people are going through. She doesn't care. She wants to do it, and so she's gonna do it. So I promise you, the next video you're gonna see this again.
Now I can't do it because y'all.
No, you can do it. You can do whatever you want. It's your reality. Well, no, it's Chanel's reality, but it's Creative's a solution. Okay, and so she's gonna do whatever the hell she wants, and y'all can't stop her.
Y'all don't like it. I like it. I don't see anything wrong with it.
I have a problem with it, but I do understand why people would feel like it's distracting.
Yeah, some people be like, those stuff that go around, it's distracting me. I had this one. Did you see how it's turning?
Girl, you got
it's like you're trying to hypnotize somebody.
She probably is. And so here's the thing, creative. It's one thing, like I would say this so that you can kind of still do what you want, right? Is to have it every once in a while. Don't have it going on for 6 hours on a stream. That's all I'm saying. So you could have it, but just like intermittently, you know? So McKinnon says movement is one thing, but those beat moment pictures have eyes. That's true. So people are feeling forced to look at it. It's true. It's actually, I think, it's actually a think. I think
it's supposed to be a thing we incorporate into marketing.
Hmm.
Yeah, y'all better leave me alone. Okay, y'all, leave me alone.
We've just observed your personality, and it's all good. It's all good.
Whoa. I've never heard nobody talking about effing hard over here. Where you get that from?
Oh, nothing. He just saying that I'm about to switch subjects.
He means
to effing hard.
He's saying very change. Fast. That's the word he meant. Fast. She's gonna change it so fucking fast. That's what he meant.
Okay, so let's back to this. Jeremy Russell, right? My sister just wrapped her life up due to indoctrination. It is 100% real. 20 kids and younger than me. The math equals immature piece of, you already know what that means. Involved. I met this dude a couple of months ago, shook my hand like a baby would, super soft hands, definitely never worked a day in his life. I should have took him out that night. Okay.
What?
I was thinking about it, but my sister, I was happy to see, been 15 years, you lost touch with your family and followed another. Look what happened.
This is the brother of the woman we just saw that had the 16 kids?
Yeah.
And she's saying that the man that she is with in the Appalachian Mountains has kids like a baby?
Hands like a baby.
Hands like a baby.
She touched his hand.
And he wanted to take him out that night?
He wanted to fight him.
Fight him. Take him out. I want to take him out this world.
Yeah, I don't take you out don't mean fight. Take you out mean get you up out of here.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
You got it, yeah.
Why didn't he do it? Don't talk about it, be about it.
My problem with what his statement is that it sounds like an excuse.
It is. You're trying to save your sister from impending doom.
Correct. But I understand it. It's his sister.
Yes.
So who wouldn't do that?
Yes.
Now, into what? We don't know what that means. I mean, indoctrination can mean a lot of things. And this is his claim on Facebook. He also said, he hadn't seen her in a long time.
Oh, this is what I think. Slap on the wrist. You cannot be charged for ignorance. The horror stories is not true. Nothing is true. My sister and her husband really do their best to their IQ. Allowance is the key to blame. Low IQ getting that money similar, just like me, only on plus 500 app. I be chasing that money with a bit higher IQ. Everything is misunderstood. Their hygiene, low IQ. The man of the house is responsible at most. He is the leader. Leading followers.
Again,
He sound low IQ, right? Doesn't this?
He said that. He said his IQ is just a little bit higher and he's chasing the bag. But again, excuses. That's what
you don't think that people can just be there and that's who they are? Just be bums. Just be bums. They don't know no better than to, just be bums. It's they're not trying to be bad or anything, but they're just bums.
No,
you don't creative. You don't know none of your friends is just bums. They cars just show. It's just crap everywhere. You go in their house.
Yes, you know what? I did have a friend like that. Yes.
I know people like that, and they live in that chaos, that disorder. They desk be cluttered. You like, how can you find anything you need on this desk? But they somehow can find it through that pile of trash. They just people that live in clutter.
Well, some people who live in clutter, they like their mind to be chaotic and they just have stuff everywhere because they have.
You said you only know one person like that?
I know many people. A lot of intellectual people live in clutter also.
That's what I'm saying. That's like, so you can't just buy it from the eye watching. No. Because I know women, they cars full of like old McDonald's bags and cups because they ain't cleaned that out yet. It's just full of clutter everywhere. You got to like move. That lady that came to visit me, that Mexican lady, her car was like that. She's going to park her car down the street and then say, we get in your car. I said, I don't own a car. We got to ride in your car. So we had to walk down the street and get in her car. It was crap everywhere. And then she's going to say, I was hoity-toity because I'm an Aquarius and Aquarius is like to be. I don't know none of that astrology bullshit.
She was embarrassed. That's why she parked the car away.
You cannot be embarrassed if you're online with me for 7 hours. I'm half asleep and somebody say, Nightish, we'll give you $700 if you go out on a date with her right now. I'm half asleep. And then she say, you don't have to send me no money. Just send me $30 so I can fill my tank up and I'll go visiting.
She should have asked for more.
She refused to ask for more. They were trying to give her more.
Oh, they were trying to give her more money to
Yes.
Hmm.
She refused to take it.
Well, Nightish, if I was in your area, I would have taken you out.
Oh, see?
I would have drove up and be like, Nightish, we could go here.
If this little chocolate morsel come to my house, we're not going out. We're going to eat right here.
Oh, my God. I'm talking about actually going out.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I got a mind of my own, though.
Okay.
I would want to show you some, I'm an older man. I would want to show you a couple of things. You came all the way out here to visit me. I would feel so special.
18 letter, you got to cam up.
Yeah, 18th, you've been cammed up. Come on, bro.
Unless you working. Is he working?
I have no idea. I thought the cam up thing was more so about like new people. The people that you know that be over here all the time actually follow your rule.
No, everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna cam down. I'm gonna test it.
Why you gonna do that? You see, you already comfortable. Come on, Nightish. You comfortable the way you are.
Nightish is he's
something else.
He's a riot. He's a rebel.
He is rebellious.
But worse. He's just like me, but worse. Yeah.
McKinnon call you a troublemaker.
18, you're not gonna cam up? 18 say he need a few minutes. He need a few minutes.
Okay.
Shout out to my brother 18 from the Chi-Town.
Until recently, but he also said that she chose to follow this family. So it appears that Elizabeth got pregnant, married Gary Jr. in West Virginia when she was 15. He was 18. She had a baby a short time later. She was pregnant when they got married. And then, she had babies almost every year since. So what she was allegedly indoctrinated into, according to her brother, I don't know. There's been another Siders family member who's spoken out and said that he was of the understanding that Elizabeth didn't have a great home life back then.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I have a lot of questions because I just know if I were 15 and I went to my mom and said, I want to marry somebody, she would say, have you lost your mind?
crazy?
You're not marrying anybody. You will be, I would have been under my mom's thumb. There's no way I would have been marrying somebody at age 15, 16, 17. I mean,
right.
It just wouldn't have happened.
That's
something-
your
there are
situation.
a lot of questions about what was going on back then with all of that. And then why her family hasn't seen her, it sounds
pause
like.
it. So pause it. So
recently.
I want you to pause it on the house, because when I think of the Appalachian moms, I think of like, what's that movie with is it Deliverance? Somebody playing a banjo, missing teeth, and they got a patch of hair out of their head. That house don't look that bad to me.
No, it's just crazy. I can't. Got a patch of hair missing.
Yeah, sitting on a truck, an old rusted out truck, talking about, I don't want a nagger breathing my air.
He said he can't cam up because he's working.
Oh, you working?
So we're gonna let him up for a few minutes and then he gotta get
A few
kicked back.
minutes. He got 2 minutes.
Ooh,
Look at that.
she
Abusive
put you on
to
the
people we
timeline.
know.
Damn, get you up out of here. Hey, 18th letter. Come on. What you gotta say, brother?
You better get it out. You only got 2 minutes.
Wait. What happened? What happened?
Creative put you on a timeline. She said you got 2 minutes because you working. She gonna give you some grace.
Oh man. You know what? Don't wait, what was y'all talking about? I just thought y'all was live. I ain't even
You
been
over here
paying no
trying to
attention.
support us. Creative don't care.
Me talking about the Ohio House of Horrors and the 16 children found barely alive.
Oh, barely alive. I don't even know anything about it. I'll go ahead and drop down.
What was you coming up here to say, Mr. 18th letter?
He
No, I
just want to
thought-
come visit with
I
y'all.
just saw y'all was live. That's all.
It's
I
such a
haven't been
beautiful
following.
thing,
I'm
and
driving.
creative want to get you the F up out of here. Get your ass up out of here. That's crazy. And he
We
likes
appreciate
y'all.
you, Mr. 18th. We appreciate you.
Shout out to the shout outs. While she drops.
Ooh, she clicked him.
Wait. Quick to hit the button.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Hold on, where's my shades? Hold on. Let me
Wait, hold on. Why y'all so bad? He said that he gonna drop.
Let me put my shades on. Hold on. Oh, well, I'm trying to put my shades on top of these glasses. I forgot.
Exactly. I'm looking at you like you crazy.
You know, Red Fox used to do that on Sanford and Son when he used to look at phone
That's
numbers.
good. Put on his
He had a
shades.
drawer full of glasses. He would put glasses on top of glasses.
Yeah.
So, like, I got this pair on right here. This is the Joseph Aboud's. Then I go grab this pair right here. This is what Red Fox used to do on Sanford and Son. Where these other ones at? He would get his other glasses to read phone numbers. So he grabbed the second pair and put them on top of the first pair, like she was about to do with them shades. So I had a Joseph Aboud's, and I
Look what
grabbed this
Chanel
pair.
left the panel so she could go do this, y'all.
Wait. How did I drop down? I didn't even hit nothing.
I didn't
Here I
drop
go.
you. You
No, I
can't
said,
do
how did
it.
my picture disappear?
Oh.
He'll put a second pair on top of the first pair to look at phone numbers. So he had two pairs on. He'll do this right here. That was a famous Sanford and Son thing. That and grabbing his heart, asking for Elizabeth. Wait a minute, you ain't got no bottoms on? I can see it all the way up your thigh.
I got on some short shorts. That's you see they black anyway. It's hot over here. It's not hot by you?
Well, I don't know because I got that fan running.
Well, it's hot over here.
I'll never. I thought it was like 80 degrees or something earlier today,
Mhm.
but I was asleep.
You didn't feel the heat. You went to sleep.
I
on
got
the
a.
heat?
You see that fan behind me? That's on.
So hold on. So Nightish, when you need to go to sleep, do you go to sleep sitting down or you go in your bed?
I go to bed. What do you mean?
Oh,
I have
you-
felt. You mean have I ever fallen asleep in a chair?
yeah.
Yeah, on shows. Y'all seen me do it,
Okay.
but only for like a couple of minutes, because I can't get comfortable in the chair. So I probably sleep about 40 minutes or something, and then wake up.
So when are you moving?
Hopefully by next week.
You have a place?
I have multiple places. Is if I can get into them. They all look nice.
Okay. The nice is like,
But these, what?
What?
They tell you call 211, and 211 is gonna give you all these resources. All these resources send you to websites that don't be working right. And when you call the phone numbers, they always say leave a message. So I'm waiting for people to call back from these different places. They got something called Home Match, a bunch of different little, supposed to be connected with churches and give you access to housing. And so ain't nobody called me back yet. That's why I say I might as well knock this week out of it, because I've been calling in since June 10th.
What about, didn't you say that you was going to look into like renting a room or Airbnbs?
No, I don't want to be in a room. I want to be in something like what I'm in right now. I just need a facility, because like I said, they're gonna give me $7,000 just to leave. So I'm trying to pay like 3 or 4 months of rent in advance and go into something like what I'm already in.
Did you ever thought about doing like the 55 and older communities, how they have the little
Yeah. All of that. I'm looking at all of it.
Okay.
Because the 55 and older community is supposed to be low income and the cheaper housing, and I seen some of them places. They look better than this house I'm in right now.
Yeah, and then you could buy the whole thing for like what, 150, and you just got to pay the rent on it.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all must be talking about houses. Never mind.
Yeah. Hopefully, if I can get in one of them, I'll be happy. Because
I
they
know
got
you would.
patios and the whole.
You get a patio, you can grow stuff.
You know what, Nightish?
Yeah.
I have a solution to all of this. I have a solution to all of this, Nightish. You could just move in with Creative.
That young lady need to live her life. She said she want a man 8 years younger than her because a dude her age can't keep up.
Ooh. You notice she didn't say no. Listen to what people don't say.
I did say
She didn't say no to the 8 year younger
man.
either. She didn't say
I
no
need
to
a
the younger man
man to
either.
rock my boat. Let me stop.
Ooh. Yes, honey. Let him rock your boat. Okay. I'm about to go rock somebody's boat in just a minute as soon as we finish with this live. Because I'm a walk-in
I threw up a little bit in my throat.
Shut up, Nightish.
Oh
You didn't
my
throw up.
God. We didn't need to know that.
First of all, let's be clear. Chanel is sexy as fuck. Now find a lie. Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway,
Nobody said nothing.
Yeah.
And they ain't gonna say
Hey,
that
listen,
because
that's
I
a
ain't
beautiful
wrong.
thing. That's a beautiful thing. You wanna feel the way you want to feel.
Hold on, Nightish, are you going live early in the morning?
No, I'm finna go live probably in about 18 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh,
Creative-
right after us?
Yeah.
Right after you.
We done.
Okay, we're
Yeah,
about
most
to end
of it.
pretty soon. This is almost done.
Yeah.
It's very strange. It's very strange. I've often wondered too, is there a religious component to all of this?
Right.
Because Christina Siders, who goes by Lynn, I know you mentioned that earlier, on her Facebook account, there's a lot of imagery of God, Jesus, crosses, the Lord's Prayer. Is there a religious?
I can't with the bullshit. Who gives a shit? We all know that there are plenty of pastors who stand around in a pulpit jumping for joy. Meanwhile, Pastor, what's his name? I think he's in Atlanta.
Bryant, Jamal Bryant.
Jamal Bryant, come to the front, Mr. Jamal.
There you go.
Pastor Holy Whore, right? Swinging his big, you know what I'm saying, Peter around the whole fucking congregation. So let's not with the well, there was a whole bunch of religious images on her Facebook. Who gives a shit about that? I hate when they try to paint these fucking pictures about people of their innocence. Now, mind you, let's flip this. If this lady was black, they wouldn't be painting maybe it was for religious reasons. There is nothing in the Bible that says starve children to death. Anyway, y'all see how I'm yelling? Because this shit got me all unglued. Let me go back to my normal self.
Component here, and Tommy Stolley, I just saw a recent interview with him. He's the attorney representing Elizabeth. He said he spoke with her and talked about all these children, and he claims she said they always wanted a big family. I mean, this is like a big family on steroids.
Right.
This is not just a big family. This is a huge family.
Who gives a
and
shit
he
about
said that she said that
she's not caring for? Who gives a shit about that? Oh, she always wanted a big family. You want 18 kids that you can't, and no, not only can you not provide for, you're refusing to provide for.
Wait a minute. We do have somebody in these YouTube streets that is somebody that said he was, what he said the other day he was, is he insightful and impactful?
What the hell
Prince said he want 10 kids. He said he want to buy a fourplex to move a bunch of slow women up in there and just put babies in them so he can get up to his 10 kids. What are we talking about right now? As if we don't have one of them in our midst.
Let's be very clear. Even with all of that, JP has enough decency, and I use that word lightly, to get food stamps to provide for the kids to eat.
And he spits on the floor live on camera and cusses them little babies out.
All I'm saying is
I don't want to hear.
He's reprehensible as a human being, but even without his reprehensiveness, he still knows enough to say, I want to feed my kids.
He does do that. And he does try to provide, he's
shady as fuck, and nobody,
Thanksgiving and all of that. He does go out his way to try to do those things.
I would use some of them food stamps creative to get some young lady to be able to do them girls' hair.
You can't use the food stamps.
Keep their hair together.
I haven't seen these young kids, and we're not gonna talk about his kids.
Yeah, kids are out of whatever, but you've seen JP's hair, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Listen, JP's a walk-in trophy. No, I'm playing. Go ahead.
Oh, you're a walking trophy?
No, he is not. Don't do that. Women are trophies.
Creative, I'm joking, right? That was tongue-in-cheek, right? I don't really mean that, correct?
I know, but now he's gonna come at you for saying that.
Oh, okay. He probably gonna review us. That's gonna be.
I don't want no smoke.
He is gonna
review us today.
No, I'm not.
But wait, but Nadish, how come you ain't reviewed our show when McKinnon and JP was going at it?
I didn't see that.
You was on the panel.
Oh, I was drinking and smoking and some of everything, like I'm doing right now.
I thought you would have reviewed that, if anything.
If it has anything to do with us and it's negative, please don't review.
All I want to do when I review y'all is put y'all in a positive light because I want y'all to win.
Thank you, Nidish.
Thank you. I love Nidish.
Thank you,
no,
Nidish.
You don't.
But
I'm gonna come harass Nidish on his channel.
I don't feel harassed because now you scared. You stay in the chat now.
Why you? No, I do come up there.
I'm on because if you come up there, I'm sexually harassing you.
Oh my!
I should have a sexual.
I got a sexual. Like,
whenever creative comes over, that's a free sexual harassment day. I'm gonna talk about your boobs and your thighs, everything.
God.
Yay!
You
know what he do when he get away with it? He do this. Yes. Yeah. This is the trip. Don't you do that? Do your yes?
Yeah, yeah.
He does. He be like, yeah. Chanel just be like,
hey, leave Chanel alone. She thinking about what she about to do to her husband.
I am. It's going down.
She wants you to end this show. Matter of fact, you're wasting time.
Children are a blessing from God. All children are a blessing from God. Okay. So I'm kind of at a loss as to what is going on here. Is there a religious component here? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
That is a huge question. A lot of people have. When I'm just talking to my friends about this case, everyone has said cult, religion, what's going on here? And I think that's one of the things we got to keep following this case to see what's going to come out. What can Elizabeth tell us about, most of her adult life? And that leads into my next question too. Very senior. Okay, so you're the one who spoke to his attorney. We have sound bites featured throughout our entire episode here. He has since been released into the hospital, and obviously there are HIPAA laws here. We can't know exactly what his condition is, or whatever, all of that. But what do we know right now about Gary Sr.?
Well, we know he's 73 years old. Photos I've found of Gary and Lynn on Facebook show that the photos. Nobody puts horrible photos on Facebook, right? But the photos I have seen of those two, they looked clean. They were dressed as normal people are dressed. They did not look dirty or anything like that. But these photos are a couple of years old. Gary is 73 years old. He appeared in court in a wheelchair, and his attorney said he has some mobility issues, and he complained of some pain. He had him checked out. He fell, actually, when they were supposed to be going to court for the preliminary hearing. He fell. They took him to the hospital to get him checked out, and then a more serious medical condition was discovered, so they had to send him to a hospital.
You supposed to fall. You supposed to fall. You supposed to be going, huh? What? Huh? What are you saying?
He said, okay, Nidish. Nidish is like, make sure you use your age to your advantage.
Yeah.
I love it. It's okay.
That was equipped to deal with that more serious medical condition. So there's something going on with him. And there are also questions about whether he's actually able to understand what's going on around him. Because if you watch his first court appearance, he didn't really seem to understand what was going on. His attorney, Dorian Baum, filed a motion requesting a competency exam. And then also to see if he might be not guilty by reason of insanity, which doesn't mean like, oh my God, he's insane, but just does he have some type of mental issue or a mental condition that prevents him from understanding that whatever was going on in that house was wrong. It's whether or not you can understand the wrongfulness of your actions or inaction, that type of thing.
I agree with Chanel.
That evaluation will be conducted. The judge ordered that. He will be assessed to see what his understanding of everything happening is and what his cognitive abilities are at this point. So there are a lot of questions when it comes to Gary Sr. And there are questions about whether he'll even be released from the hospital. The prosecutor said if he's released, he'll be on GPS monitoring and he is not a threat to the community.
Yeah. Wow. I feel like every question that I ask you, we talk about it and we speculate and you report the facts. And then it's like, well, we still don't know. There's still so many more questions.
We're telling you what we know, what we definitely know, but there's so much we don't know. We really don't.
Yeah. And I guess that can kind of be my last question as we're wrapping this up. What do you anticipate for the future? Any future court hearings, or what can we expect in terms of the justice system as it moves on? I know you talked about competency. So for Gary Sr., that's going to be a big thing. But what about the other three defendants? What's ahead?
Well, Elizabeth, her lawyer, has filed a motion requesting that she be released. He said she doesn't have any money. She's indigent. She's poor. She can't put up any money, and her bail right now is $300,000. He said she is agreeable to doing the GPS monitoring. She would not be a danger to the public. She would report to her bail officer.
Look, these people giving them all these leeways. I can't.
Why would we allow them to go home and live in whatever squalor they live in instead of locking their ass up? Oh, well, it's because she's poor. Who gives a fuck about her being poor? And that she can't leave because she doesn't have means. The point is, she's a criminal. She's put these children, her and her family, these fucking savages, put these children through hell for at least 18 years.
But she's white.
I can't with Nidish.
It irritates me. It like boils my blood when people do things to people who are not able to fight back. So those people.
If these was black people, Chanel, you know what this would be. Burn them, put them up under the jail. You can't trust them.
They're not going nowhere. What do you mean you poor? That's why you.
It's like never giving poor people a pass. Y'all help me understand when. I don't give a fuck about you being poor. I certainly don't give a fuck about you being poor when you're doing this type of egregious.
What about them being wide?
Nobody cares that you that either.
They do, because they will never make this many. You ain't never gonna see on no news channel a bunch of black people. They going, maybe because of the poverty and the slavery and the white man.
You're right, they don't care.
You are never gonna see that. But these white folks right here, she grew up in the Appalachians. She had 16 kids since she's been 15. She needs a chance. Let her go back home and have 16 more and lock them in a 12 by 12 room.
Yeah.
You're right.
Everybody can't go. Lock her ass up in a small cell.
Mm-hmm.
And that old lady and that old man and that dude who impregnated her all them times.
Mm-hmm. They got enough cognitive ability to have sex every day.
Exactly. Now we gotta feel bad for them.
I don't feel bad for none of these
We
people.
gotta feel bad for all of them.
I don't feel bad for none of these idiots.
She been doing it for 15 years. Over
16
15 years.
evidently.
Since
The
she was
only
15.
only way I would give this lady some level of grace is if she has the cognitive abilities of a 9-year-old. Then it's like
No, still lock her ass up.
I would say still, because Chanel even pointed it out. How could you allow your 1-year-old, 2 or 3-year-old to sit there in a roach infested and not feel any
No,
kind of way?
feces trumps roaches.
Feces.
Roaches is bad. I don't like roaches either. I don't
Yeah.
like seeing a roach. But feces, nah.
No.
Lock your ass
Feces.
up, even with your 9th grade brain.
Feces and fleas and flies and
And I'm
all of
not even
that.
saying 9th grade. I'm saying 9-year-old. So she's in
Okay, 9-year-old. Lock your 9-year-old ass up so you don't do no more 9-year-old.
Even a
stuff with
9-year-old
kids.
know that's wrong. Even a
I'm not
7-year-old
saying
will
they
clean
don't.
up.
I'm not saying they don't, but I'm saying we're not locking up a 9-year-old under any circumstances.
George Stinley. Have you heard of him before? George Stinley. He was 12 years old. They electrocuted him. Little black kid.
Oh shit! Did they?
They put the things on his head, put him in a chair, and
What year was this, Nightish?
that was what, in the 50s, I think. It's a book about it called The Man Not.
Mm.
But they look at our young as adults.
Yeah, they do.
They don't look at our kids like they kids. They look at them like that. When they think about Trayvon Martin, they think that's a grown man beating up that man almost to the edge of life. So he defended himself. And then we allow George Zimmerman to walk around. They look at our kids like grown people.
Yeah, that's true. Like they never had a childhood, like, you know.
Like, I don't know how old Creative Son is, but they'll look at him like he a grown man.
He's 13, but they
Yes,
will.
they will look at that
him.
13-year-old like he's a
Yeah.
grown man.
That's true.
That's the racist country we live in. It just is that way.
I agree.
I agree with that. But this is almost done.
Or things of that nature. So he wants her released without putting up any type of cash bail, which I find interesting. I will be very interested given the fact that, during one of the press conferences, somebody asked Prosecutor Archer, the Vinton County prosecutor, something like, her attorney's saying you're investigating whether Elizabeth is a victim. And he kind of had a really interesting response to that. He said, well, her attorney says she's not a victim. But what her attorney has said is that he's still investigating whether she was a victim. So that made me wonder if the prosecuting attorney is kind of tipping us off a little bit, saying, like, look, this lady's not a victim. We don't know that for sure. But I'm wondering if the prosecutor is going to file a response to that motion saying, we oppose this motion. That's what I'm wondering. So we're going to have to see if there's a hearing about Elizabeth being released on bail, whether that will be argued against strenuously by the prosecutor. Also, Gary Jr. has those 4 public indecency counts. He was supposed to be in court for that this past week. That court date has been moved. His attorney couldn't attend. So we'll be looking to that. And then the grand jury, they're going to have to impanel a grand jury to hear this case. And then once the grand jury hears the case, there could be even more charges stemming from that initial investigation that brought them to the home in the first place.
So I think the bottom line here is we're still so early on. I mean, thankfully, these kids were rescued. They were treated. They're now in a safe place. But to your point, we haven't even had a grand jury convened yet. There's still so much ahead. And as I said at the top of the interview, Anjanette, you've been on top of this case, covering it from start to whenever it finishes. So thank you so much for giving us some of your time and kind of walking us through the case today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So George Sr. is the old dude with the cross-eyed was publicly exposing himself?
No, it's the younger guy is the one.
Oh, the son is the one that's exposing himself.
Yeah. He had 4 counts of exposing himself. So, like, why are you peeing outside so everybody could see? Like,
because he's probably in no bathroom close.
But common sense prevails. Go in like the woods or go behind a tree or something.
I don't live in the city where it's woods at. I'm gonna have to be out in the public.
Don't you have a
You think it's a
backyard?
bunch of woods in the damn? If I'm riding around, I'm not near my house. If I'm in my house, I don't need to go in the backyard. I have a bathroom here.
You're right.
But I'm
you're
saying
right.
if I'm outside and driving around and I don't know nobody that's close, like I often go to my cousin's house in Berkeley. Between here and Berkeley, it's a little bit of space. I'm gonna go wherever. I'm not gonna be on like San Pablo. Maybe I'll go to a back street or whatever, but I'm going outside.
But you gonna go somewhere where nobody can hardly see you? Yes or no?
Well, I don't care. I'm comfortable with.
Nobody asked you that. We asked you, do you want
I'm just
to
respond. You asked me a question. I'm responding to the question. It is what it is, man.
The response is, do you want the cops to see you? Yes or no? Do you want the neighbors to see you? You gonna go somewhere where nobody can see you?
But where is that? It's where I'm at. It's cameras everywhere. Cameras on the stoplights, cameras on the storefronts, cameras on the back. I don't know where this place is where it's a blind side. That don't exist no more. Y'all don't have the comfort like we had in the 90s of no cell phones, no camera phones, no cameras on the stop. We used to be outside all night. Did nobody see us? Good evening, young Riaz.
We're closing out, young Riaz. So do you have a comment?
Okay, so I mean, I guess so. Well, I was gonna say also though, at home as well, I have a Ring camera though. So like not just the camera in the front of the house, but also in the back. So when you're not home, you can also see from your phone who comes to your house, who doesn't. And also though, say like at night, turn it off at night because it'll disturb everybody. But also though, it also kind of does prevent me, my brother, sister from kind of like sneaking out the house actually. You can get caught quickly, the 4K video get caught. Get straight up caught on camera, So, and also that it has a motion detection thing though, so it'll literally alert anybody if you step foot, outside. If on, but when it's off, there's nothing. It's smart though.
Well,
My final thoughts though for everyone else, please leave a like, comment, share, connect to the host. Make sure, to share the stream out. And also check out what everybody's got posted here today. And make sure to support everyone who's a creator. And we're done.
Thank you, young Riaz. Nida, do you have any final thoughts?
Hold on, wait. Can you guys please subscribe to our new channel? I posted down in the chat. We have a new channel called Create Your Reality, which we're gonna start posting on. If you guys can help us, by subscribing, so we can start going live on that channel, I would greatly appreciate it.
Okay. I think you should have called it Reality Solutions. So it'll be both of y'all laughing.
I can't. We were definitely trying to figure out, but Creative wouldn't listen to me. So she's the judge and jury on this panel. And so I told her something, but she's spelling. Did you spell it creative or create with the K?
Yeah.
Just create, period.
Create your reality.
Yeah.
So we were trying to combine Chanel's reality and Creative Solutions, and so that's what Creative came up with, because Chanel don't have no say so. So that's what it is.
Okay. All right. I'll do that though when I hop down though, and also though make sure to check out what I posted though, and the news I posted about the guy that I put, the eyes I like to post about the anyways the same age. He's not really like a gangster. He's not a gangster, but he's kind of different though actually. So.
How did we get to a gangster? We talking about
because this is a thug right here. Young Riaz is a thug. You don't see him banging.
No, because sometimes like when I post my things or when I share it, you say mostly I post
F-cuz.
No, because the reason is because most times though, when I actually share my stuff, it's mostly I always get told I'm posting a lot of UK gangster rap artists, though, which is technically
so
true.
You agree? You post a lot of UK gangster rap.
Mostly, but then sometimes I don't actually. Sometimes I might not.
Yeah, I can't listen to
I
somebody
don't-
sound like.
They be like this.
Yeah, I don't know what this means.
Hold on, Nigel. Hold on,
No, Nash, they
This
don't
is
do it like that.
contradiction to me, Mr. Riaz. You constantly talk about the reason, you know, you don't do certain things is because your religion and so on and so forth, right? And you believe in God. And I'm not knocking you, but it does feel like a contradiction to be like, I post almost nothing but gangster rap where they're talking about drugs, alcohol, probably calling women out of their name, and all kinds of other, you know, probably illegal activity. But you're a super religious person. Help me understand.
Yeah,
how that works.
roadman.
That
Rude boy.
is the music.
Is that a contradiction?
Well, sometimes I don't know.
Clot.
I don't know. That's something I have to really think about. Can I be in a way, I'm technically hypocritical, but at the same time, no, I'm not actually. I do try and switch it up, though, actually. It's buried deep somewhere, though, actually, when I've been posting. Know that I posted faith-based artists, too, though. So, in a way, you know, so it's just about what I'm feeling. So, I kind of get you on that aspect.
So you feel, so when you make these posts to these songs, it's about how you feel. So you feel connected to the gangster rap.
Yeah, mostly, but then also don't know this artist though that I've been posting Chanel though. He's not a gangster rap artist though. He's mostly posts about mental health, spirituality, and deep topics type thing. And he's the same age as me, SPK. He's not a gangster artist. He's something different.
Okay, well, I understand that, but you just answered creative, and she asked you, is most of your stuff that you post gangster rap? And you said yes.
Yes.
That's the
Most
only
stuff you
reason I'm
see.
asking.
Oh wait, the question is, yeah, most stuff you see, yes, but actually, though, if you go down really deep, though, there is like,
Why does he keep saying the word deep over and over again? I'm a little confused.
Because
when we go through my whole stuff, like literally my old stuff, so yeah, there's actually like a mix of everything, but I kind of just recently decided myself, though, that I'm just gonna stick to like a particular type.
It's okay, Riaz. It sounds like you were a gangster rapper in your other life. That's what it sounds like to me.
No, in this life. Before it's over with, he gonna get to it.
in his last life.
In this one, he gonna get to it.
All right, y'all. Well, we gotta close out because Chanel has things to do. I got places to go.
And I just want to let you guys know, maybe starting from next month, we'll be on Chanel's Realities channel.
Okay.
I'm a walking trophy.
Okay.
Walking trophy. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Shout out to the chat. Creative, do you want to shout out to everybody in the chat? Shout out to the panelists. Thank you, Nightish, for coming through. Thank you, Mr. 18th, for coming through. Thank you, Mr.
I'm gonna go rape Nightish on his channel.
Creative, you can't say that. You can't say that. And he didn't got to you. Creative is compromised.
No, I'm just messing. I'm just gonna mess with him.
Nightish has infiltrated. She's compromised. Nightish has infiltrated her brain.
No, I'm just messing with Nightish. Nightish be over here messing with us.
Okay.
But yeah, shout out to Tone Ajay. What's up in the chat? Young Riaz, you know, our gangster from another nation.
UK.
Shout out to McKinnon Marketing. Actually, McKinnon, you would love it if you hit the link. No cap.
I think he went to bed already.
Did he?
He stopped. What's it called a while ago? Seemed like.
You think so?
I don't know. He could still be there. I don't know.
Do we have the link? Yeah, we do. Oh, he said he connected to the new page. Thank you. Who else? Oh, Stanley.
Hey, Mr. Stanley.
Hey, Stanley.
I think It's My Time came through. Who else came through?
Cognitive Dissonance.
Let me see. Miss Brownie came through. Shout out to her.
Shout out to Brownie Ellie.
Chocolate came through.
Gas Mask came through.
Who else?
Nightish came through. Coach Ferg came through. What's up, Coach
Coach
Ferg?
Ferg told me I was dressed like a whore.
Lord ADS came through.
He hit the panel too, so shout out to him.
Lord ADS always shows us love. Chocolate Earth. Hey, girl. Hey.
She told me early on Drip's panel, she was like, "You bussin', Chanel. You bussin'."
Oh, you came up there like that?
What you mean like that?
Like, get it?
Right.
Yeah, Chanel about to cuss me out, y'all.
No, I'm not. I don't care. I don't. But thank you guys. Hit the like up the stream on my channel, like up the stream on Creative's channel. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Hit the like notifications so you know when we go live or when we upload a video, and so you'll be notified when we go live, y'all. But until next time, bye guys. Thank you.
My girl, you a walking trophy. Yeah, your friends them a walking trophy. Tell a girl say, girl you know say you're pretty from your band. Walk out, girl you not try hard. Them girl they not pretty in a real life. You're pretty from the gram, but you're pretty in a real life. Your body look good, set right, set right. You think don't know pussy well tight, well tight. Body clean and a cellulite, and your skin just a glow like pepper light. Smile show you pretty dimple, your teeth white. You not feel weird, name brand for your look right. Fashion over jeans, grip the ass like the pretty panigram, and you're pretty in a real life. You a walking trophy. You a walking trophy. My girl, you a walking trophy. Tell your friends them a walking trophy. Girl, you know say you're pretty from your band. Walk out, girl, you not try hard. Them girls they not pretty in a real life. You're pretty panigram, and you're pretty in a real life. Your body look good, set right, set right. You think don't know pussy well tight, well tight. Body clean and a cellulite, and your skin just a glow like pepper light. You have a muggle pan some girl, walk out pan some girl. Your skin smooth while sun burn up some girl, I want to some girl, but pretty girl nah argue with broke girl. Me well clean everything level up girl. Some of them money I crush pan Wednesday, but me live on your man mind every day. So I'm gonna never get your body done, girl. You forget your body done. I know nothing if you get your body done. If you get your body done, get your body done. Some of them ugly body pop down, girl. Them body pop down. So what man if you get your body done? If you get your body done, get your body done. Girl, you know say you're pretty from your band. Walk out, girl, you not try hard. Them girls they not pretty in a real life. You're pretty from the gram, and you're pretty in a real life. Your body look good, set right, set right. You think don't know pussy well tight, well tight. Body clean and a cellulite, and your skin just a glow like pepper light. Girl, you're pretty in a real life. You're beautiful in a real life. And a real some girl, you know see them when them wake up. Cause them ugly without makeup. Swear, face over beat and cake up. Them cheap can afford my cake up. You a walking trophy. You a walking trophy. My girl, you a walking trophy. Tell your friends them a walking trophy. Girl, you know say you're pretty from your body. Walk out, girl, you not try hard. Them girls they not pretty in a real life. You're pretty from the gram, but you're pretty in a real life. Your body look good, set right, set right. You think don't know pussy well tight, well tight. Body clean and a cellulite, and your skin just a glow like pepper light. Me a walking trophy. Me a walking trophy. Tell a girl me a walking trophy. Me and my friends them a